The feed, we're looking good. I still need to do Synth's suggestion and figure out if I can somehow get. He suggested putting the chat slightly behind that curtain. If you see on my stream, like, obviously it's not up right now, but that's normally there. There's like a big gaping section there.
Mm-hmm.
He suggested putting the chat, so it's right there. All right. Go live. 16. Mummy's Mask. I want to apologize again about missing Tongue Koala. I don't know how I missed your Discord.
That's fine.
Pathfinder Adventure is just a different game.
I think it's a card game, isn't it?
Oh, is that the card game? Alright, I was looking at to use it. Yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah, it's a tactical card game for an Obsidian. Although it's super old. Last update was 2017.
I mean, yeah, they have like Space Quest 6 on here, which is like from the 90s, so...
Fair enough.
Alright. Got the thing copied, going live, and I'm going to toss up some posts. Oops, Seth gave you a message. Hello, everyone. We're just getting rolling, tossing up some announcements, and hope you're all having a lovely day.
Yeah.
Where else should I post? Sorry, what?
Getting ready to continue the adventure.
Yeah. I really like posting in the rubber deck one, so this feels I want to post for an 18+ stream in there, so we're gonna keep going elsewhere. Let's see. See the Rogues auto posts now. We'll do it in Rebels. There we go. All right. Just get the Mummy Smash channel up in case I need to post anything for you guys, and we are good to go pretty much. I know the last session of Mummy's Mask we had to break off at a kind of bad point because my computer decided to be a dumb. Well, I think it was my internet precisely decided to be a dum-dum. But in any case, here we go. The last one, you guys had a bit of a lead from one of the Psychopomps, a very excitable one that you managed to, that is friends with Verloise, or at least they seem to be working together in this regard, that their cleric, the cleric of Pharasma, that went after some thought to be necromantic criminals and came here and got caught shortly before the waves of undead came out. Moreover, it seems like a recent fire has just died down here and burnt out the top of the building, and underneath there seems to be a bit of a base. You found some odd torches that you played with that you don't quite know the function of. You also were ambushed from behind by some guards posing as town guards that then tried to kill you from behind, which you promptly put down. although they did seem to be killing undead, but not that that really excuses them trying to murder you. The other bit of that, then, as you came down here and you came in, you fought a undead creature that seemed to be feeding on some canopic jars of one person's organs. You don't know where the mummy is that they belong to, but they seems like the necromantic energy animated them into a rather potent and disgusting undead. The noise of the battle has drawn in other guards who have unleashed two hyenas who ran over at you and haven't proceeded to bite anyone yet. They spent their turn progressing to you, and then some gunfire has been traded back and forth between Griark and the guards. And I think that catches us up to where the internet went down, and we were just close enough to the end that we ended up calling it.
Sounds right.
Associate Goblin will not be joining us tonight, most likely. He has some stuff to do, and so we wish him a wonderful night. But otherwise, we'll be progressing from here. I'll just basically, for anyone curious, I basically have some house rules that intensify the challenge, and I basically just remove those first step if we're missing somebody. So, all right. But I do know I got the turn order in the right order before I called it, so made sure that we're good. So, because Right Pyre was the one who shot, and then after him was Griark and or no, it should be one after, because yeah, that's the second one's the one who shot. So we should just need to press the button and go on. So we're gonna let me just change up my music for you guys here, and then we will get rolling here. So. But otherwise, that is going to be Deb. Your turn up first.
Alrighty. As up and smack the North Hyena.
All right. Okay. Oh yeah, because I remember that those organs were very tanky, and I remember the explosions of fire worked very well from Hobbs.
Yeah, they did.
That was a bad roll.
That was. Yeah, the hyena nimbly just sidesteps and gnashes its fangs at you.
Or would try to numb him.
Alright, yep, we're on Char to the list. So Char will move up. Okay, let's see, how much will we got? 10, 25, 30. Can't quite reach that one with that one, so yeah, they're gonna, as much as they may try to flank.
Is fine. Bite. And
Yeah, unfortunately, another miss. Seem to be nimble little fuckers. So we're on to Hobbs.
Alright, I am going to shoot a little firebolt at this one. On
Okay.
the side. Let's see how my luck is today. Starting off just as normal.
Alright, let's... Anyone who has Dice Karma, focus it in through your streams now, please. Hey, nice, Seth. I see you there first.
And that'll be that.
Alright, moving on to the next one. We got the hyenas. Yeah, hyenas just trying to use flanking tactics. So this one here is going to wait after his bite. The other one is going to kind of pace around as then they both try to dive upon Dev. So 5 foot down, and then a bite attack from the one. Let me get a sheet before me so I can get that up. Oh damn, hyenas are speedy boys. 50 move.
Yeah, they're quick.
So this is not including their flanking. Let me double check their feet. Okay. Made sure it wasn't like power attack, something I had to replace, because otherwise I'd probably give them something flanking based. But 16 on Dev, I believe, is a miss. Well, 18 after flank.
Yeah, that's missed.
Alright. The other one's going to try his bite. Also a miss. Okay, that puts it on to another one of the gunmen. Who's going to be one closer. It's going to progress inwards to get a better shot. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He comes into cover here and ducks behind the cauldron. And then, let's see. He has a better shot at Hobbs. So I think he's going to take that one since his other one. So Blam Blam with the gun. And he jams it. And you just hear a cacophony of cursing. They're both jammed now.
Nice.
Greer.
At least I got the bad rolls too.
Hey, I said it might happen. Yes, Cephas, everyone did just whiff. I mean, we haven't done a full round yet. We need one more. Greark whiffs, and then we have a full round of just everyone whiffs. I'd rather see them hit, though.
Just gonna 5 foot here so I have some cover, and then I'm gonna take a shot at the guy behind the cauldron.
Good call. I'd say just regular cover, not improved cover for him.
And, well, I whiffed. There you go. There's your round of whiffs.
Seth. Hope that makes you happy, Cephas. I can feel the hate from my party. No, alright. Sarik is cardboard
Truly, I
cutout.
should have attacked the cauldron itself.
Right? Boom. Alright. So going on to the other one. Does move forward a bit as he definitely seems to be kind of aiming more for Greark, but I would say you're still in effectively +4 cover, so as he's trying to get a shot. Since he knows you have a gun. So Blam. The +4 on your AC. Oh wait, no, never mind. No, he was jammed. And he's not a gunslinger, so he can't do anything. Never mind. Ignore that. So he could 5 foot. Oh, he'd keep using the door for cover. So he'll effectively 5 foot.
Yeah.
He'll 5 foot behind the door that didn't open, so he can get into cover. And then he's gonna fix the gun. Full round action. Because he does have amateur gunslinger, so it doesn't take him the full minute. Char is up. I would imagine bite. Yeah, the whiffs continue. Can't even chant level 1 at this point. Dev, you're up. Flanking with Char now.
Whiffs will continue until morale improves.
I think morale will improve when whiffs stop continuing. There you go! You do a sizable smack, crushing in most of the hyena's head. He's still active, but not looking great. Hubs.
I'm gonna try to finish that one off with a firebolt.
Do it.
Do it.
You have a hit.
Hey,
Down he goes.
Woo.
Yeah.
He was only 1 away from staggered, 2 away from unconscious.
I'm gonna 5 foot this way to hide behind to try to get a little bit of cover from the gunners, even though it's not much.
Yeah, I mean... So, that's 1 hyena down. Let's see. Yeah, this hyena is not going to be done enough to get itself surrounded. Here, you wouldn't know, we're just going to remove Sarik to the GM layer just for the... So there's no misnomer there. He'll continue his assault at his target. He's going to step up and go for Dev. Tries the jump. 15's not going to do it. Yeah, the other gunner's lost sight on Hub, so he is also going to take a shot at Dev. Or no! Jam! Full round action. Never mind. Griar. Now they're unjammed.
Oh, my turn?
Yep.
Just
The other
gonna
guy
keep
has
going
ducked down
after-
for improved cover, so he is a little
Oh.
harder because he's stuck down focusing on his gun.
Gotcha, got it. Well, yeah, I should still keep going after them because as soon as go after the easier target, it's not the best call. So where the fuck did my button go? Oh, I gotta go and clear my gun now too.
Oh my goodness. Sapis, what have you done? No, just kidding.
Because I don't have, I used all my grit or my last grit last session, so
Oh no.
yeah, I didn't get to kill anything. So you just hear Griar cursing.
This is just the realm of. You just hear Berthawaz just like, this must be a field of bad luck.
Who let the Pugwampies out?
Oh, Jesus.
All right. I was just double checking my map, making sure that. All right, so
This is where I should have kept the other guy's pistol.
you just go do the Blackbeard thing. Just keep switching to a preloaded pistol.
Pretty much.
All right, on to the other one at the door, who has now fully uncleared theirs. Who's gonna? Yeah, they're gonna use the semi-open door there as some cover, but as they basically step back into position. Well, to get them properly squared. They can't see. Yeah, they're not even certain if you moved or not. Yeah, I'm not trying to focus fire the dev, but you are the easiest target. Actually, he can move into cover, so he can move in here because he's only gonna have one shot anyways. Blam.
Oh, now he doesn't roll low.
Look, I owe you to roll low. What is this? All right, let me double check. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what your touch is right now. Did the smugglers have a? Ooh, +5. They're fairly accurate.
Yeah, that'll hit.
I just lost my page here. There we go. Baseline pistol is a D8. Okay. Good job. Not within 30 feet. Nope. So 4 damage.
Got a
Close
touch
initiative order.
outside of the
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, but you're right, because the range of the pistol is lower than the. That's not terribly high. An amateur gunslinger, they only have Deadeye. Wait, oh no, but Deadeye. As long as they have a grit. Yeah. So, we're good. Char. I guess Char has an easy flank here. You get the wolf that's biting at, or the hyena that's biting at you. Unless you want to order him otherwise. Oh, there you go. Want to roll for the trip? Ooh, a trip hyena. Just put that one. I normally use the other one, but. Dev, your turn.
Just I want to go smack a gunslinger.
I mean, keep in mind the way cover works, you can always remove, like, if you're not basically peeking out, you can improve your cover effectively. So if you, like, assuming you hit with the +4 accuracy, you could try to knock out the hyena and then move into cover here. And then you'd get pretty good cover against both gunslingers, if that's your goal.
Yeah.
And not that they're gunslingers, but they're rogues with amateur gunslinger.
Rogues with guns. Yeah, I'm gonna smack it. Whoa. Hyena. No, I'm not.
I'm trying so hard not to laugh. I'm sorry. Hobbs, you're up.
Alright, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Firebolt that hyena. Well, maybe slightly broken. Maybe I should fix it.
And unfortunately, being prone doesn't help your shot. And unfortunately, it hits some of the vases behind it.
Oh shit. I'm gonna move back a square again just to get even more cover against the
Yeah,
I don't wanna be shot.
Yeah, at that point, you're pretty much an impossible shot.
That'll be
Unless they have, I think, the level 11 gunslinger thing, which I highly doubt they have. Alright, that's going to be the hyena. I don't believe hyenas have... Oh, I'm on a different window. I was saying, like, where'd my hyena tab go? Oh. I'm sure there we go. Alright. The hyena does not have acrobatics, so it's going to just scramble up and trigger attacks of opportunity as it tries to go for you two. So Char and you can get attacks. Well, Char hits. Fortunately, can't trip a prone target, but...
Hey, Golden.
Golden! Hello! With the +4, the 15 does hit from yours, which will then knock out the hyena.
Bonk.
Bonk like crunk. Alright. That is on to the other gunslinger then. I keep calling them gunslingers. But he is fully cleared now. And then, yeah, he's gonna take a shot. But that whizzes by you, Dev. Griark.
Okay, I mean, just standard action to clear it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I can't really do anything else. I don't have any swift action spells, so I'm just twiddling my thumbs, giving a thumbs up to Hobbs.
Thumbs up.
Alright.
No, it's just my turn.
So, you would see that these guys are also... The first one there is reloading. His gun seems to have 3 shots. Nikki might find that familiar.
Yeah, I'm stealing that gun. Those are good guns to have.
So that will put it to Char. He does move into better cover. Char. Oh, do you want to give Char an order, or do you want him to wait till after you? Because Dev, it's you and Char.
Yeah, I'll have him wait for me.
Okay.
Oh, hi there.
Yeah, you can see he's just like, yeah.
I'm going to ready an action to smack it when Char gets behind him.
So let's see, 10... Is Char 50 or is he 40?
50.
And oh, that means he could have gotten the flank on the first one. Damn, I was calculating for 40. 10, 20, 30, 45. Okay, can't go all the way around. He could trigger. So you're ordering Char into a flanking?
Yeah.
Because he'd have to... Oh, wait, no, he wouldn't have to. Duh, that... Well, the bars, just like him, he can't 5 foot northeast because the bars would be impeding that here. Well, number one, he's holding a gun, so let me see if they even threaten, because I don't think they do, but... He does not. Yeah. So, Char gets there. So you're ready to then Char. That hits.
And
Gar also hits.
boy, that does not trip.
Yeah, he doesn't trip him as he just kind of latches onto his leg for a second, then he shakes you both off. Hubs!
Alright. If I step back out here, do I have how hard of a shot would it be on this one?
He's in cover, but I mean, it's a touch attack still for you, so. I would say you would have cover, though, really good cover if you even moved up to the cage, though. So you'd be in just as much state unless you need your move action. You could move here.
Yeah, I'll do that.
20. You could even move up.
Hyena the way. Oh.
Yeah.
Alright. And
No. Drop the hyena down. There. Now you're below. I mean, he's below you.
cool. He is below me. Alright, so from here, I'm going to. I think this is attack, right? This looks like an attack. Or is this a deck save? Hold on a second. No, range touch attack. Cool. Oh wait. Sorry, that's great attack. I'm gonna use Scorching Ray on him.
Ooh, good spell.
Pew.
Damn.
Oh,
I don't think I confirmed the crit, but
No. But you still got him.
yeah,
It does
Yeah,
have your ads.
that crit
Or-
confirmed would have been real nice.
Don't you add 2 damage per die?
I know I add 1 for the blood thing.
Yeah, and then we got you the other one because instead of the.
Yes.
Fire.
Huh? What? Ooh, Uncharted's fun, Golden. Hope you guys like that.
Alright, so 1 because of Blood Havoc. And then what would be the other one?
Oh, you had the one
Okay,
for
one thing.
fire.
Yeah, because you have the one from the robe. Blazing rope. I thought I added something in it.
1 second, I'll read it. A rope grants the wearer fire resistance and increases wearer's caster level for all spells with a fire descriptor by +1, increases duration of fire spells by 1 round.
Okay, and we didn't get you false focus, so not that one either. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't think that there's anything else. I think it's just plus an additional
Okay.
plus
For some reason, I thought you hit 2, but I apologize then.
No, you're good, you're good.
All right. Still a hit then. So 8 damage to him. Let me apply that.
12.
Or what? Oh, because 8 plus 4. It's not
Yeah.
the 12. Thank you, Daniel.
Well, if his cash went by 1, that'd be anyway.
Well, that 4 is from damage per die, Nikki. Scorching Ray doesn't add cast or level to damage.
Oh,
Yeah. It's just damage, like the dice.
okay. I misunderstood.
Damage per die is super efficient, especially when you have caster level dice and a damage. But all right. So that's Hubs, which goes on to this one. He still has a shot, but he is going to try to acrobatics out of your guys' threaten. So which one has the higher CMD? Oh, he rolled very well. Might not even matter.
Ours is 17. Mine is.
Okay. Yeah, he easily just kind of tumbles back away from you guys as you see the third barrel as the entire thing actually rotates forward as he goes to level it at you and try to take a shot. But he has no cover now. So 14 on touch. Well, 15 with point blank.
Hi.
Oh, which House Rules misses, so. Just kind of ricochets off your armor. Griark.
Let's see. Measure. He's 45 feet away. Okay. Gee, that's Rudy Tooty super shooty. Gonna try and get this guy got. God damn.
Everybody here. What the fuck?
Guns are just bad, apparently.
Hmm.
That's a takeaway. Guns are bad, okay?
The other one has reloaded. He's going to appear to, after taking that severe burn, he's kind of hisses a bit and then, not like, just kind of, and then he's going to take a shot at you, Hobbs, but you have cover. So blam. Yeah, no, nowhere near. Oh, wait, let me double check. Dragoon pistol. That might be a misfire. Misfire is on a 1. Okay. Alright, so that's his turn. Dev.
Indeed. Keep up pressure on this one.
Back.
It's not a smacking.
Waiting for your dog, you gotta wait for a trip. Speaking of, Char, 5, 10, 15, 52. They chomp.
Oh.
Go ahead and for the trip.
Oh.
And trip is successful. Let me double check. Oh, never. I mean, he is very tripped because he's unconscious.
See, that's how you trip him, Char.
Good job, Char.
Can't be upright if he's dead.
Hobbs.
Can't with a big enough spike.
Speaking of killing people, still want to save my spell, so I'm just gonna go back to Firebolt. You're not worth my high level spells. Pew.
Pew. That is a certain pew. Second, I gotta take care of the thing. I'll adjust the HP. Alright. Yeah, you can hear him just kind of verbally scowling in vain.
Listen, I understand. It's very frustrating.
All the bad rolls all around. Is that what you're...
Yes.
Griark, you are up.
Trying no reason to get getting closer, so yeah, just gonna keep shooting on firm cover.
Yeah, so he has sizable cover against your current position.
Ah, that's fun.
Yeah, that goes right around that sizable cover.
+6 shock.
Yeah, oh, Jesus, yeah, he is. Let's see, how much con does he even have? I think that one's just dead. Their con is 13, and you put him to, so 3 out of 15, 12. He's narrowly alive for a second. And that's taking out of combat.
You okay, Dev?
Okay.
I think we all could be better. You don't mind if I just take the guns, right?
Can I have one of them?
Yeah, you can have one of them.
Sweet.
Yeah, these are Dragoon pistols. Should be very familiar to Nikki, being as one of her characters uses them in another game, and how character in this game can use it. Each of them,
Okay, they're good.
they're quite good. If you haven't seen them, they basically do a D8 of damage at medium, which is these are. Also, upside to theirs is they are masterwork. So, they are definitely very nice guns. These guys, they are made of, the guns themselves are made of silver, but they don't impart any sort of benefit for that unless you decide to use it as a melee weapon, which is an amusing factor of it. Otherwise, they each have a punching dagger and a sap. And then they each are carrying basically a little fast reloader for each. That would be holding a total, they have a total of 3 fast reloaders. Well, the one that Dev has 4 because he hasn't reloaded yet, but he has expended all of his shots out of it.
Nice.
So, and then there are still 2 shots remaining in the other one's gun. So
I just realized our usual loot writer downer is missing, so probably going to go through the VOD later and do it.
yeah. So for the VOD's sake, Each of them is carrying a potion of Cure Light Wounds, an Alchemist Fire, and a Holy Water. Their armor is enchanted. You'll have to get that identified. As well as their gun and the ammunition, which I mentioned. The punching dagger and sap are not masterwork. They have antitoxin, climbers kits, crowbars, masterwork thieves tools on each. Each of them is carrying 2 sun rods, and then a silver chain bracelet that is worth 50 gold, as well as carrying between them 8 gold.
You guys are set up.
Yeah, nice.
Correction, they were carrying 1 Cure Light potion each.
Yes, they were. Neither of them used it.
No, I mean...
I think Deckle's saying they're using them.
Deckel's healing.
I need 1 on me and 1 on Char.
Nice heals. Otherwise, the goods in this room, you can see that the most obvious valuables are there's 12 ancient bottles of honeyed wine. That would be worth 25 gold apiece. Otherwise, to find anything else that'd be worthwhile, you would need to give me a religion check, a nobility check, or an engineering check. Otherwise, some of it isn't really worth much.
I know which one I'm rolling.
You can roll on all 3. So if you have all 3,
Okay.
all 3 are basically to find different items.
Well, I can do religion. No. Oh, yeah, I can. Do I have engineering or...
I will check on Sarik, so you guys don't miss out on loot.
I do not have engineering or nobility.
Just like in the when we were missing Dev, I'll roll for skills and stuff in combat. I just tone it down and let you guys handle. But nobility is not one that he has a point in.
That's fine.
He does have religion, but you guys already hit the religion one, so... Clearly Char has knowledge religion. I mean knowledge nobility. Anyway.
Really?
Alright, so with the religion you can find that there is a sphinx-like statue that is very... looks like a four-legged kind of with a more... like a lion that has kind of almost dragon-like claws is Auroric Flame Mother, which is a representation of the elemental lord Emiri. I would imagine this has some real meaning to you, Hubs, as well, because the Auroric Flame Mother is said to be her incarnation that before she went evil, because she was actually said to be good at one point, but is also the queen of all fire elementals, since she helped depose the good prior leader. It is also said that she destroyed all incarnations of her image that she could find, so the fact that it's here means that it is exceptionally worthwhile. You guys would be confident that it'd be worth somewhere in the vicinity of 1,600 gold, and that's baseline.
Amiri. If we could sell this top would like give us like $1 billion for it.
Well, except Tup would want to melt it, because you would also know that Amiri...
Tup would definitely try and destroy it, but he'd pay us for it.
He'd pay you for the pleasure to personally melt it in her name. For chat to understand, Tup is a very fire-loving goblin bard sorcerer that is in our Kingmaker game. That is very potent and loves Emiri. And loves her evil because he loves evil a little bit. Well, he likes burning things. I don't know if that necessarily means he loves evil, but, you know, he uses it for good. Kinda. And he also has a slightly fireproof, also flammable theater.
Slightly fireproof, yeah. I mean, if you count all the time it's been set on fire. On purpose, but yeah.
You also find...
Right. Sorry, you go.
Your engineering roll has uncovered another piece of loot that you see is very worthwhile as well. That is... it looks like a broken old water clock, but you would actually recognize it as... it is the handiwork of Pharaon, a legendary pioneer in ancient Osirian mechanics, and is said to be the first water clock. Recognizing its design, you realize that that's often been drawn about in many engineers, and the fact that it's sitting here before you, if it's not a fake, would be worth probably around 2,000 gold.
Okay, that's very carefully going into the back.
Otherwise,
Probably
it's
find
quite a
something
few
to
other-
wrap that with.
Yeah, it is in multiple pieces, so it's easy enough to put into smaller pieces and into bags. But otherwise, Cousin flies over to the eastern wall, where there's a bit of a inlaid closet that's hanging open, and as she spots something, as she would be chirping a bit, but then also a bit more, a bit concerned, as she recognized that there is Pharasman cleric vestments and a silver holy symbol of Pharasma that she would quickly recognize as Tenenibs. But she would also point out that they seem to be cleaned.
It's not necessarily good or bad, I suppose. I mean, the holy item to cast spells with, that kind of makes sense. I kind of wish we had one of these guys that survived long enough for us to actually question, so we could find out where the fuck they were.
I mean, this one's definitely still alive. This one's
Oh,
stabilized.
yes.
This
Well,
one down here also stabilized at literally 1 point away from death.
I thought they were both dead. All right. Well, let's get some answers then.
Otherwise, you can see, since the door is open and you guys have moved up, you can see that it looks like there's a underground sort of, like you can see some water, like a sewer kind of gantry down there. It looks like maybe a loading dock.
Smuggling.
Excellent.
Let's see, I don't have any way of waking this guy up. That's not like. Actually, I didn't prepare any healing spells today, so I don't have a way of waking him up.
A heal check.
I'm pretty sure I would. I'm not even trained in it. Got like a 3 flat.
I think I could.
Oh yeah, you
Better. I am trained.
I could try to assist you.
Okay.
Oh well.
Your assistance was much helpful.
That you could take down that one. You guys realize that I mean, Greg offers really good help, but unfortunately your attentions do cause him to bleed a bit more. But then you quickly staunch the wound. You're like, okay, wait.
I mean, we could take 10. I think we were all operating off like, we gotta go. But yeah, we could take 10.
Yeah.
I mean, I can probably wake him up. It just won't be very kind or pleasant for him.
I mean, I don't know that's waking him up so much as killing him.
Because he screams and gurgles doesn't mean he woke up.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I mean, it does mean he's briefly conscious, yeah. You can be ready if he like tries anything, and then you can put him back to sleep.
Perfect.
Back to sleep, eh?
Mm-hmm.
The forever sleep.
Very long sleep. Okay, so it's worth mentioning for your loot. The hyenas are wearing leather bardi.
All right, might be able to get that on Char. Unless they already have bardi, I don't know.
Not yet.
Hey, there you go.
The barding's nice and masterfully made, i.e. masterwork, which also lends to the armor check value is a 0, meaning they don't need proficiency to wear it. So yeah, if you want to put some on Char, you easily could. Would increase their AC by 1.
3 leather armor.
And then leather, you get it enchanted.
Very nice.
Are we gonna try to wake him up again?
Yeah, we're gonna take 10.
Can you take 10 on waking somebody up from unconscious?
You're the one who kept saying. You're the one who brought it up.
I said you could take 10 on stabilizing the bleed, because that DC's a 10.
Oh, yeah.
You can't take 10 on something that's a 15 like that.
I
That
thought
could
we
fail.
could. So.
Like, yeah. Because if you fail, like, taking 10 is something you can, like, well, I guess you could take extra time. Taking 20 is the one you can't have the prospect of failure.
Gotcha, I misunderstood. Sorry.
But also taking 10 with your guys' modifier, even with the aid. Well, with the aid actually would be enough. Yeah. So, takes you some time as you're cautiously and probably watching your back some, but no one seems to be coming this way yet. But he groggily just kind of like one eye kind of opens as you realize he's awake.
Hey, fuckface, where's the Phrasman priest?
Intimidate. That's pretty good. I would definitely give it a modifier since he's nearly dead. I would say for thematic as well, Kazin kind of comes down and lands on his face, kind of like landing, like just kind of like parakeet hopping on him.
Hello.
But he's just got. He's in a pit. Other way.
Thank you. Also, in the future, supposing you survive this, when there's an undead horde going on, maybe don't fire on the first fucking people you see.
Fucking undead horde.
The entire city's overrun with undead.
He says, I kind of want to focus on you, but looks kind of incredulous.
You know, whatever.
You know what? Actually, speaking of the undead horde, we might need you for later. Living subjects make great distractions. Man staying right there? Just big smile.
Just kind of like tries to move and then just groans and coughs. It's like, I don't have much choice.
Probably just like looks at Dev like we should probably knock him out again, right?
I mean, I'll do it.
Yeah, you guys could easily just like effectively non-lethally just bash him in the back of the head and
Yeah, I was gonna rifle but him.
yeah. If you're intending to do it non-lethally, I'll happily allow that. He's not really resisting. Since waking them up doesn't give them ambulatory, just makes them conscious.
No,
Alright,
please
I
let
can
me
help
let me
somebody.
do it. I think these were one of the fuckers that hit me for almost max damage. I need slight payback.
That was the one
I kick him.
outside, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? I thought it was these two fucks.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
remember. I do think it was one outside, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Yeah, still, I kick him in the dick to knock him back unconscious.
Oh!
Fair enough.
Yeah, I just watched Casino Royale last night.
No.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, he just grows and just passes right the fuck out. Deals 1 point of pride damage and... Alright.
Bit of a vocal change.
Beautiful eunuch. Wonderful singing voice.
Helping him get closer to God.
Oh my god. Alright. Well, your time is yours. Whatever you'd like to...
He said that they're in the pit the other way?
Yes.
Yes, other way, meaning into the hall.
I assume so. The southern door here.
Yeah.
I guess he could have meant this one, but I'm assuming.
Honestly, it might
Check one of
be
the
hard to wake him back up.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's whatever. he's there. We'll let the priest figure out what to do with him when, you know. Oh, we should probably take the priest shit with us, too.
And Cassin's kind of fluttering by it, like, yeah.
Yeah.
We're the ones that's like, calm down, he's here. They didn't say he's... Well, we would have felt his soul if he died. You don't know that. He could be undead. It might be too late. We need to hurt... It's just like, oh my god. Even Berthelwaz is like...
You can fix if he's undead. We've, like, raised 2 undead people as mortals already this week.
She just kind of lands back on, we'll say on Hobbs' shoulder and starts kind of hopping. Custin seems exceptionally excitable.
I understand it.
Checking the door.
Perception.
Oh god, we don't have our living stonework detector.
Right?
I like that he's stonework detector. It feels fine.
I was checking if it
And
was locked.
I'm still alive.
Take a sip. I'm still alive. Take a sip. I'm still alive.
I'm just gonna look at the little bird on my shoulder. Are you fireproof?
No.
Okay. Just check.
He has a rope that could let him explode if he wanted to.
I'll warn you. I'll warn you. Don't worry. You're good.
He does. I will stay ready to fly.
Is it locked?
Look at my.
Doesn't seem to be locked now.
I have my gun ready, just considering how things have been going down.
Right? I open the door.
Yeah. Opening up, it's fairly well lit. You can see as there's a hallway. There's a door on your immediate left.
Excuse me.
That is adding. But otherwise, you can see further down as the room opens up, and then there's another set of double doors all the way down. No one seems to be in here. Tell me what that is at the far end. I guess it's a statue. Let's say-
Oh, that seems safe.
A giant siege cannon pointed straight at it. No.
Otherwise, you can see that it does seem to be some sort of like basins over there, but you can't see what's in them.
Man, that sure looks dangerous. Giant explosion. TBK.
It looks dangerous. Everybody group into a nice 10 by 10 square.
Alrighty. Walking on in. By my side.
Nothing seems to be running out at you.
And if this door is locked.
Seems to even be partially ajar.
I will gently make it more ajar.
Yeah, looking in, you can kind of see that it looks like it's a bit of a kitchenette. You can see that there's a little hallway going that way.
Keep moving.
Okay, peering around the corner, you can see that there are multiple of these. Look like they're meant to be sump wells, like this was originally some sort of part of a sewer system that they've made into a housing. But otherwise, to the left, you can see there's more tables, and there's a well that seems to be, you can at least see there fresh water filled in that one. But otherwise, you can make out that it seems to turn to the left there. The sump wells themselves seem to be just a really remarkable part of the southeast corner.
Oh, he did say
There are disassembled mechanical remains lying around the plumbing connections in the southeast corner.
concerning. They said he was in a hole, so I'm gonna go down here.
That's a good call.
Yeah, in the southwesternmost well, as you look down there, you can see as it's that there is looks like an unconscious man, beaten, bound. Looks like he's also blindfolded and gagged.
I see.
Really bruised.
How deep is it?
40 feet.
Just keeping an eye out for danger.
We have a wand, right? I think Sarika
Sarika has it, yeah.
wand of healing.
Curly wounds, but yeah.
Who wants to dangle a kobold on a rope?
I mean, can then this why use it?
I don't know. Can
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Can
You can use it
fly
this
it
way.
out?
Yeah, I can carry it down, and I know all of his spells, and so I can activate it.
Okay.
Actually, if he has any of his magic left, I could potentially use that too. But
I make sure they have the holy symbol too.
you gotta put it around her neck as she goes fluttering down there. But yeah, you'd see as she casts looks like a couple spells manually as she's able to cast 2 there, and we'll roll those to see how much she gets back. But he doesn't have a ton of spell slots. but that's still going to be a total of 5d8 healing, plus, let's see, that would be 3, 6, and 9. It doesn't give him the full HP, but gets him up a fair bit as he's moving about, but you can hear him a bit more as it seems like he's come to. Kind of like nestles his head down against as he feels her on his shoulder, even as he's laying down. She goes, you can see her kind of pulling off the blindfold and points with the wing up.
Gotta find some rope or something. Or I guess some of us have rope, don't we?
It's flavor-wise, a rather frightening-looking shadow precedes a green kobold peering over the edge.
Yeah, just said, hello, kobolds.
No.
Hi.
Hello.
You like a
Regina,
rope?
very much so.
Okay.
What will you give us? What?
Yes, I will.
Yes, I've truly left him with money.
Lower a rope too.
It takes some doing as, like, you see as Cussin has to work as he is bound by rope, and that'll take. She can technically deal damage with her beak, so it'll just take some doing, but eventually she cuts through.
Oh, wait.
Do not try and firebolt the rope.
I wasn't gonna firebolt the rope, I was gonna spark the rope.
Oh, that's so much better, yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy the burning rope.
It immediately catches on fire. Nah, I won't do that. Not that evil.
And then his clothes start on fire, and then it's
Yeah.
just it's Burning Man.
Listen, it'll motivate the rest of them to get out that much faster.
It takes a bit more time, but yeah, sure enough, as you lower the rope to him, he doesn't really have. He is fatigued, as he mentions that it's going to be hard for him to climb, but he can grab on and hold on to the rope if you can haul him up.
Yeah.
Which I'd say if you guys work together, you certainly could.
I'm pretty sure that Vaughn also had a lesser restoration on it, too.
Well, if you point that out to Kazine, she could use that. It does use more charges when it does it, I believe, from the description,
Yeah,
but
Probably just one.
yeah, I'm just
I
saying.
actually don't have the wrist. I don't have the thing on hand, so I have no idea.
That's fine. Use it if you want. I will start hauling.
Yeah, it takes about 5 minutes as you can just kind of pull him up, and he kind of just scrambles to the floor. Let me put a little token on the field for him. Kind of looking at it, I'm still really hurt. Are any of you wounded?
I got like a scratch.
I'm a little bit hurt, but probably not as much as you.
Well, I could certainly use a little bit. So, as he takes the holy symbol off of Cousin, he's like, Pharasma, help me stave off my hand for a bit longer, please. And then he lets out a bit of a channel. His is a variant one. Normally would deal 2d6, but his so d6 plus d6 plus 1. So 3 small healing. Literally healing scratches. Which at that point, yeah, he's gonna do another. But he needs a little. I mean, he's not gonna be able to cap himself up at this rate, but he's like, give it a minute and I'll do another. But that is a variant one. That is the luck one, which does mean on your next d20 roll, it lasts for minutes for how many dice it heals. So in this case, 1 minute. Your next d20 roll of your choice. You can roll twice and take the better.
Nice.
Oh yeah, variant channeling is a strong choice sometimes, and luck is one of Pharasma's domains.
Fun times.
Well, fortune, technically, but that allows for the choice of luck. Also, I am going to grab a drink and check my chat, because I just realized I haven't peeked at you guys yet. Da-da-da. Oh. Okay, for a second I heard him see Golden say he's not understanding us, I thought it was my stream. Apparently he's watching 2 things at once, so...
Everything it sounds like.
Multitasking. Like multipassing.
Multipass.
Multipass.
That is. All right, so otherwise, he does warn you that that as he came here, it turns out that the silver chain was just as surprised by all of this as anything, and the undead seem just as violent to them as any. But at the same time, it seems that there's someone else who's come here and kowtowed the majority of them to serve. He's just someone in a golden mask, and he's in that room as he points at that room over here.
This one?
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Okay.
We should probably deal with that then, while we still have this, blessing. Just
Did it
toss
work?
him his robes.
Yeah, he starts putting on this stuff as fast as he can as Cassine. Cassine does seem to also be doing something. She flies over and probably, see, I forget who was hanging out with who, because I remember Cassine was on someone's shoulder and then Verloise was on someone else's. I think Verloise was chilling with Sarik.
That makes sense. I believe Kazane was with Dev.
30.
Otherwise, in any case, she starts summoning some little energy, and we'll put her by Hobbs. She's like, I have something. You saved him. You saved him. Here. Perhaps someone wants a small blessing, very small. Not worth a life, but it's worth. It might help you. And she seems to be summoning what looks like a little stone mummy form, like the little stone carvings of them that aren't them. But it looks like a funerary figurine. It is quite small, like almost slightly smaller than her, but it does seem to harden into marble and stone. But it can summon spirits like spirits that are willing to serve. It's not necromancy. It's just ones from the realm of the dead. That basically it can function. Let me double check how it does. You can summon on command a willing servant, kind of like a unseen servant, and it lasts for an hour at a time, unlike the spell, but can't move further from 30 feet from the Ushabti, which is the name of this thing, as it's called the Ushabti of the Willing Servant. And then finally, if you inscribe your name on it while you use it, which you have to use craft sculpture or stone carving or some sort of magic that would allow you to carve it without harming it, like stone shape. It then gives you an additional power, which then you can summon an unseen servant. You can command it to instead summon an unseen servant that'll then fight and defend you, which then functions as a spiritual ally armed with a flail for 7 rounds. But, however, once you do that, it will no longer serve you as a servant. Basically, at that point, you are telling the servant that it can move on to its afterlife.
I see.
I'm not saying it's just his. It's just I figure all of you could use it. But and then once you're ready,
It's a very nice gift.
Yes.
and she just kind of flutters back over to Nenib and just kind of nuzzles up against his chin, and then promptly turns invisible.
All right, we seal Team 6 in this shit. Kick in the door.
In the door.
Also, I'll put this in the chat for you guys. You can add it to the loots. But yes, this will be within the minute. That won't eat up time for her to explain that to you. But where's the right chat? There's the right chat. Chapow. There's you, Shakti. There's what it looks like to you.
As they get ready to kick in the door, I'm just gonna slowly pull out 2 flasks of oil, double fisting them.
Speaking of Burning Man,
Listen.
just trying to get the thing here. I think. Oh yeah, it's menu for a picture for you. Doot, doot. There's menu for you guys. Let me just get to the page. I know what. Okay, ready for when you guys want to.
If it's
Yeah,
about
just-
to do it and decides to find favor.
Nice. I think Greek's just waiting at the gun.
Then open the door.
Hey, let me open this up for you then. Gotta get some human tokens here because I also gotta get the what's his face here for you. So we'll get him. This looks so sinister, but you know what? We'll use it. There we go. So as you go to push it open, you can see as there's a pair of people there in Greerk. You can see another one over to the right. That all of them seem to be dressed in what seems to be some, looks like they have like some very fine silk skirt and then some sort of leather armor over that, and then a blue and white striped pharaoh's garb, but then with a what looks like a carved pharaoh's golden mask. But this is definitely going to be initiative. As they kind of look over in shock, and it's clear from the heavy door they didn't hear you out there. But I don't need Dev in this case for that, since you're basically opening the door. You're just treated as you'll have the other half of your round, and then you'll basically be initiating. And then, yeah, because of the perceptions, you guys never made any loud noises in this half of it without a door separating you. Okay. So we'll add one for Caleb. Oh, he's he's still a bit wonky. And then we will add theirs. Oh, I'm on the wrong tool. I'm sitting like, why can't I select these guys to add them to the list? Oh, one got a natural one and adds, I think, more than. Kind of adds a whopping 0. Okay. Sorry about the delay. So yeah, he is an actual 0. One that rolled a 1 is a 2. And then these guys are 16. I apologize again. I should have been faster at this.
You're good.
Sorry, just something here that I don't have the roll for. It's on the book, so I gotta make sure I have it set. There it is. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Alright. Just don't see why they couldn't put that in the book. Alright. So, for the first one's turn then. You can hear another voice behind it as he seems to be shouting orders to the others as he hears the door and seems to be ordering them into a battle, but otherwise... Okay. That's about it for what you hear. The other ones don't move up. Oh yeah, wow, they were rolled pretty well. Okay, so... Five, 10... You guys were ready, so you're not flat-footed to anything. You see as he's wielding a short sword and a dagger. But otherwise, as he steps up to see you there, Dev, he is going to take a slash. But before he does, you see suddenly he crackles and arcane energy just ripples across both of his weapons.
Okay.
But he only can swing one. So he goes with the short sword. And misses. What square are you in, Dev? Thank you. That one's going to step up. Also, yeah, I should do better with mine there too. All right, so this one being able to see you there steps up, and you see as he, as part of his action, steps up and charges energy as he doesn't draw his dagger out, but he does draw the short sword, which has a bit of a curve to it. But you'd see as he goes to cast a spell into his hand, and seems to be reaching it towards you.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe you're wearing metal armor.
Double check.
Yep. Okay, so he gets a bonus accuracy on this. He's going to go for a shocking grasp. Again, only gets to hit touch, so on top of that, that is going to be 20. That's going to be an 5, so 23.
Mm-hmm.
So for 8 electricity damage as he steps up and grabs you by the breastplate and shocks you. But that'll put to Griark.
Well, shit, this did not go the ambushy way I thought it was going to go. I'm going to 5 foot back.
Yeah, they had heard your gunshots prior and backed in here and waited. So they were waiting for you to come in the door. They just didn't know when.
5 foot back, swift action. I'm gonna. Seeing Hobbs with bottles of oil, I'm gonna put fire on my deal.
Okay.
Smile.
And then I'm gonna shoot the guy who just shocking grassed Dev.
Alright, so one on the left.
Yes. 10, well, yeah, 10.
Yeah, it's gonna miss.
Yeah, I figured it would.
Now that'll put to Hubs.
It's been a while since I've fucking lit a Molotov cocktail and thrown it into a room. How much area does it cover?
If you hit someone directly, they're engulfed in fire and there's no roll. Otherwise, it's a 5-foot spread.
Alright, I'm gonna aim it directly at the one who just shock and grasped my friend. And be like,
Okay.
hey, nobody hurts my friend but me. And I throw a lit Molotov at him.
I mean, yeah, as you do.
Yeah. So what is that? Ranged?
It'd be a ranged touch attack, yeah. And then if it misses, then we scatter. But no, that hits. You literally. So give me, let's see, and the oil deals a d6 points of fire damage off the bat. And then he's on fire, which means it's the start of his turn.
Great. So
I mean, at the start of every one of his turns, he's going to take a d6 of fire. And then he has to take a forward action to put it out unless he gets help. And he can get a +4 if he stops, drops, and rolls. Okay. Yeah, he's screaming in pain and a bit of terror.
I'm just gonna move back to like here-ish. Is this a? Can I move to the space, or is it like?
Yeah, that would be what I would call precarious positioning, where I usually apply a penalty to, like, if someone tries to knock you in, they get a bonus, but otherwise it's fine. Doesn't hurt you.
Then I'll just move. I doubt anyone's gonna try to come shut. Well, they might, but I doubt it. Yeah.
It'd be a foolish plan, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then it's on to the last golden one on the north. Who does step up? And then he readies an action. But you can see him preparing a spell as well. He seems to be readying a spell. Not that he's holding it, he's just so it's like... But...
Gotcha.
Alright. All the same, that spell does have a spell component. So we're going to roll for Tab, see if he notices that. Alright, let me double check his... He has most of his spells gone for the... But he can't do that one. Okay. He does cast a spell, and you would be able to see as a glowing dagger appears behind them. And he seems to be using it to actually try to disarm his spell component. Basically ruin his readied. He's going to summon it right there. Oh. Yeah, you can see as it kind of slices in the hand and causes him to drop a little bit of back guano.
Ew.
Dev, you're up.
Yeah, that Chucky bitch is gonna get a old iron.
Smash his face in. Do it, Dev.
He is also on fire.
He's also on fire. Yeah, so here, we'll mark that on there. So he has a... I feel like there should be a... Oh yeah, there's a torch one, even though that's not the on fire...
He shot and grasped you, and then he got set on fire.
If that weapon grants flank.
Spiritual weapon does not give flank.
Fair enough.
And these guys do still seem armored.
Yeah. Does being on fire hurt your AC?
No. It probably should, but no.
I'm like, if I was on fire, I'd probably drop my guard, if I'm honest.
I feel like, yeah. Unfortunately, it's not a mechanic.
I mean, Nikki, if you want to look up, we can certainly change. Like, if there's anything for it, but I don't think there's anything for it.
It's fine. That just means more of them have to be on fire.
Oh well.
So it's amazing this pack. There's nothing that's on fire. Like by default, it's like torch works perfectly. But anyways,
Wave char up to try and.
okay.
All right.
Could always triple crit. Fortunately, that is also going to miss.
Yep. Onward.
Okay. So that goes on to the next one's turn. Which then 10, 20, 30, 40. Suddenly another one comes out that seems to be better armored and is wielding a pink Kopesh, as well as a, then looks like a fine looking Kukri as
Holy
he comes
shit.
out. Comes out very fast. He seems to be moving unnaturally fast.
It came out of the wall.
It's a pretty Kopesh.
Actually got a picture of him. Mm-hmm. It is pretty Kopesh. And he came around it. I guess just I should have.
Yeah,
Wait,
I just watched like phase of the wall. I'm like, holy shit.
Oh my god! No, but he comes around and he does trigger from you, Dev, moving into position. And actually, he can continue moving, so he's going to do that too. He's going to move actually there, but
Schmick.
unless you manage, that does smack him really hard too. So this strategy may not work well for him, but all the same. He goes to swing with the pink sword as he goes to try to hook it under your leg, at the same time slashing into your leg.
The dick.
So, let me double check how he does. Okay. So he has a +2 to the attempt, and he gets a roll. So, basically, even if he misses the attack roll, he gets a free trip attempt. But, so no matter what, you're facing a trip.
Okay.
But it means that he can't do the trip beforehand. I guess it's a trade-off. Figured. So that's going to be 6 with flanking 8. Wait, I'm checking. Nope, none of that applies. 41 for the attack.
Yes.
Miss. All right, so then it's just the trip attempt.
Damn, your AC is good.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I don't believe your CMD is a 16.
I am at 20.
Yeah, so that's just all around just oops.
Your strategy has failed, sir.
Just tap him on the shoulder. You're now being flanked, motherfucker.
Yeah, because it would have been really bad with all the other ones because they all could do the there's a feat for when someone gets tripped, they all get attack for opportunity, so it would have just been like, yeah, and just that, oh my god. But
Two now very lit on fire hands. I was gonna do something, but that really hurt my friend, and I don't want to do that.
You got burning hands?
Yeah, what's your deck say?
You can always just
He
angle
does-
it away from him.
he does nod a bit to his own friend, however. Which you'd see as this one back here goes to cast a spell. Seems to be a higher level spell. He is. Do you have combat reflexes, Tekla? Because he's not going to try to defensive cast it. He's going to try to eat it.
Oh no.
Okay.
Can Char?
You can't reach him.
Oh, right.
Okay, so you would see as there's suddenly a gout of fire, and then suddenly it comes out of his hands, and then suddenly widens bigger as he does a widened burning hands. So basically, instead of a 30-foot cone, it's a 45-foot cone, or 15. But so I need a reflex save from literally everybody, including the boss. You can technically still take. Yeah, no, you're like, oh no, fire.
Oh no, fire.
Oh, that's not good.
Ah, shit. I took your save, Dackle.
Yeah, I'm gonna hero point.
Yeah, double damage while surrounded, and there's still other turns coming. Oh my god!
That's
Wow.
That's really bad.
I've only ever seen that happen one other time to Cephist. And actually, that one was worse because he also didn't use.
Luck.
Yeah, you do have a luck bonus.
Oh wait, so I get a third roll.
Yeah, you should have rolled twice. And
If you roll another natural one, just delete the character sheet.
no, all right. So that's a success. Success. I need one for Char. I need one for him, and then the further one that's getting a little cooked, but you know. She has evasion, or not evasion, but...
This isn't the first time Verlois has been set on fire.
Yeah, she was kind of in an exploding tent and survived. The burning hands isn't going to be near as bad.
You don't need one for Char. Char is immune.
He's immune to fire? Damn. Alright. I love it. Alright, so 2d6. Or no, it's burning hands, 2d4. Oh my god!
Oh no! I mean, it's good, but also now I kind of feel bad.
Yeah, and when you said it was a higher level spell, I figured he was casting it at, like, higher.
Can I, like, literally eat the fire? Just...
Automatically...
I think I passed, and also I have a plus 15 to my... to fire resistance. I'm just like, warm.
Well, like, he had this big plan, because, like, his first round, he cast resist energy fire on himself, and he's like, my guy has no burning hands! I'm gonna run in the middle and be all bet, and then it's just like... That was like a match! That was literally a point of fire damage. Spark does that. And it's like... Alright, so yeah, anyone who doesn't have evasion who succeeded, take 1 point of fire damage if you can. Which is not Tenenib, not the... Yeah, even with her natural 1, Verlois is just like...
I mean, even with my natural 1, I would have taken no damage.
Yeah, I feel really bad now.
These guys plan, I swear to God.
Hey, which one of those cast the fire spell? Was it this
the one on the right, the one that's not... Yeah.
Good, noted. I want to show them what a fire spell looks like.
Yeah, if they can get a cluster, they're supposed to go for burning hands, and they ignore if he's there because first turn he spends resist energy. Well, that was lackluster. The other one is taking more fire damage than that, because even if you roll a 1, he is at this point taken as much as, well, less than any of you did. So go ahead and give me a d6, Koala. Thank you.
He took more than 1.
He took... he is going to try to put it out, and he is panicked, so, like, the actual condition is he's on fire, and so he's going to roll on the ground try to put it out. And fails! Oh my god, he's burning to death! And he's now prone.
Yeah, I was about to say, if he's rolling on the ground, is he also prone? Good.
Also, that does trigger an attack opportunity for him to do that.
Oh, well, that might have just been his downfall.
Have you had a turn since the other one?
Oh, you're...
Because that's why the cast didn't trigger.
That's right, because he was right after me.
Char does, though.
Char can hit him.
They chomp.
Nom. Eh.
Even with the 4, that's gonna miss.
I pre-cooked them for you, Char.
Alright.
Griark.
Man,
I was scared of this boss. Now I'm just like, Keystone Cops over here.
God, I kind of want to do something, but I feel like it's not worth it. So I'm just gonna go and shoot the guy.
The guy.
The in the middle of us.
Okay.
That one.
It's like they're all men.
The guy we just rescued. No.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that one does miss.
Womp womp. Oh well.
Hubs.
God, I really just want to fuck up all of those 3 motherfuckers who think that they know how to cast fire spells.
I mean, if you want to risk an attack opportunity from Mr. Kopesh boy, but
that seems stupid. However, it's me. So.
Well,
I mean, at this point, they look.
Cast.
I mean, at this point, you could basically ready to cast it as soon as you get that square, because you could range cast and then step forward and release it. Because if you're ready for your own thing, that's just fine. That's how melee touch spells essentially work. So you can basically cast it, move up, and touch without a defensive cast.
Oh, gotcha.
But so if you defensive cast now, then or you can move past him. So it's basically and then actually, because if you move past him and cast, you're taking 2. Whereas if you cast it, well, same thing there. If he has combat reflexes.
If I Burning Hands from... I'm not actually moving it. If I Burning Hands from here, right? And I just do it so I'm getting... Because that guy's already on the ground getting absolutely destroyed. If I just do it like Burning Hands this way and over, so it's just hitting these 2 and not...
Yeah, you could do that.
So I would just get an attack of opportunity from the one next to me, right?
Correct. Because you 5 up, so you'd be just fine. And you can defensive cast if you don't want to risk the attack of opportunity, if you want to try that, because then you just need a 17. Or you could just take the attack of opportunity. I mean, he's looked a little inept. Let's get some bravado on him.
A 17 what save?
A 17 concentration check.
Okay, I'm just seeing how good my con check would be.
But if you fail it, you lose the spell, but don't take an attack, so...
Yeah. If I do get attacked, will I lose the spell? Like if they actually
if he hits you, yes. Well, potentially. You get a concentration against the damage.
I'm gonna say fuck it and just try to cast it.
Okay. Which yeah, he does take the slash at you then.
Yeah.
But
Watch. This is where they crit.
Don't put that energy out there.
what's your AC right now?
Currently 17. I have major armor on.
Okay. So he does land a blow. Because it's the Kopesh, he does get a trip attempt, but that's not going to stop your spell. The Kopesh does seem to spark with some energy, but doesn't seem to affect you.
Is it fire?
No.
Okay.
It actually seems kind of like white light.
Ah.
All right. Well, I mean, he adds a fair bit, but so that's 5 damage. But
All right.
so now I do need a concentration check, basically from that, but it's much easier. It's 5 plus half the damage dealt, so it's a 7.
10.
So yeah, you're fine.
Cool.
Oh, that's Constitution, but the roll is already high enough. It's concentration. It's on your spell page, but you're good because your roll was already higher, and we know you had because you already had cast level plus your casting stat.
Oh, that would have been +7. Yeah. All right. Cool. We good.
Yeah, and you can't natural 1 that. It's technically like a skill check, but
I was much more concerned. Okay. And then Burning Hands. I'm gonna upcast that to just a second level and make it a little bit harder for them to dodge. So it'll be a 15 reflex save from both.
Got it. And we'll roll for both. North first. Wow, these guys, man.
Cool. 5d4 plus 5. Let's go.
You're just gonna incinerate them. I want to see it.
No! All the ones in the world.
Still a lot more than they did.
Yeah.
But that is a lot of ones and just a 1-2.
That is painful. Honestly, I'm tempted. Is there a way to hero point to reroll my damage?
I mean, there is a feat that allows you to reroll that, so technically you could spend a feat to gain the benefit of, or spend a hero point to gain the benefit of a feat for this combat.
Do I want to do that? Is this worth it?
It's probably not, considering those things can also save your life or give you a whole other turn.
Yeah, you're right. Alright, I'll just accept my low damage and that'll be it. I say low damage. It's still pretty fucking good damage.
All right, so yeah, that definitely, like, they dodge and take some burns for it as they dodge terribly. Yeah,
Okay.
they can't even.
That's how you cast fire. Now try it again.
The other one back here, as you do, just as you wish. As he does still know that there's a bit of an opening here, so he's going to step up. He does trigger from Deb, but Deb's shown that he doesn't have attack of opportunity set. He's going to trigger from you, Hobbs. You have a weapon out, and he's going to trigger from Char. Char has combat reflexes.
I got a Kopesh. I'll try to stab with my Kopesh.
And then he just trigger for Tanamib, but Tanamib doesn't have his weapons. Holy! You not only knock him unconscious, you kill him! He thinks he's top shit, and he's coming around to try to AoE the three of you, and you just, I mean, what, chop his head off, stab him in the heart?
Oh, yeah, No. So he, like, I'm assuming he's trying to, like, Burning Hands or another sort of fire spell.
He was preparing his burning hands to come around and get you three. He's gonna step.
I let his hands extend. I grab the fire from his hand, and with the other hand, just sever both of his hands at the same time, and go, no, I cast the fire around here. Just let him bleed out and die on the ground.
Wow, fantastic, Hobbs.
Finally! Fucking finally! After so many shitty fucking rolls!
Meanwhile,
Jesus.
still waiting for grit points.
Look, if people die, that's all I care about.
All right. So first of all, not bonus, but the he doesn't really need to hit the one that's on fire. Most likely, he's panicking. So instead, he'll move this here, so it has less of an issue, harder retreats, and then he'll have it attack. Adds his caster level, which is actually fairly high, plus his stat. So that is going to hit. And regardless of the damage, it's D8 plus... So that's going to be 6 plus 4, 10. That actually knocks that one out. As the dagger just stabs into his neck. Being as people have had some rolls and a little bit, and more so for the aid, he is going to spend his standard to send out a channel. And he does have precise channel, so it's not going to touch any enemies. For 2 healing, but you guys do have the luck again.
I'm not even heard something to go about.
Deb, your turn.
I'll take that too.
No, it was her.
Yeah, I'm a smack big boy again. Yeah, he likes it.
Yeah, you got flanking. That's a hit. He's not doing too hot. He's still up, but definitely after those 2 blows,
Oh, Char's gonna try.
Char does not have flanking in that position, so that's gonna
Goes
miss.
with Hobbs, no?
Oh wait, you're right. Yeah, he does have Hobbs. And Hobbs
Come
threatens.
here, my fiery buddy.
Never mind, he hits. And like the other one, that's a bit like the
Best trip.
best trip. Char's good at those trips. So there's one guy who's on fire.
No. Let him burn.
I mean, he's trying to put himself out, but now he triggers from you and Char. As he doesn't even realize all of his buddies are dead. First fire.
Does he burn? Yeah.
He can't die from the fire. He's at 11 out of 20, so... For 3, so he's at 14. Then he triggers first.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, nope. Funk. Man, those guys got thrashed. That was great. I honestly,
Yeah,
to
that's
God,
it.
I was worried about them killing you guys with Sarikir. And then it's just like,
Well, they didn't do too well.
Can I call dibs on that pink Kopesh? It looks very pretty.
No, it does.
That's fair.
Yeah, looking between them, if you were to take a peek, you can see that all of the lesser ones are wearing they do have, apart from the one that was on fire, I would say those two burn, but so you would have 2 potions, 2 scrolls, and then 2, they look like some sort of poisons. You would also have 3 daggers, 15 darts, and yeah, you can just use the VOD for this. They have short swords that seem to have a temporary enchantment on them, but they don't seem to be masterwork. None of them landed a blow with them, so it didn't matter. They have magical cloaks that are actually the silk skirts they're wearing. They have spell component pouches each. They each have a spell book that is clearly wizard spells in them. That each of them has Shocking Grasp. They have Disguise Self and Burning Hands, as well as Mage Armor, and then all level 0 wizard spells. They have Thieves' Tools, and then Brass Funerary Mask is worth 25 gold each, and then 3 turquoises worth 10 gold each, or excuse me, so that'd be 3 Funerary Masks, and then 9 turquoises between all 3 of those guys. And then they'd also have, between them, 90 gold. The main guy has a magical Khopesh and a magical Kukri. The Khopesh itself, does anyone have anything that would help with, like, knowledge geology, blacksmithing, anything that might help identify it?
I have knowledge geology.
You want to give me that?
I have
geography.
I cut an 8.
Would
No, you're
Arcana
wrong.
do anything?
What was that?
Would Arcana do anything if it's magical?
Yeah, Arcana could. It won't tell you what the magical is. I'm just more just about the material. Why
Actually,
it's
you know what?
Gotcha.
If this was still within that minute,
Yeah, you could roll twice. It's gonna fade anyways.
there we go, 12.
It is better.
Yeah. The most you would know, Greer, because it's a special type of crystal that is very good for weapons, but you forget exactly why. But Arcana does help you with other stuff. Otherwise, Spellcraft could help you identify if you want to take the time. Otherwise, on other gear of him, he also has Masterwork studded leather. He has a shotgun with 20 slugs in it. And then he has what are effectively 3 Dragon's Breath rounds. One of them is loaded in it right now.
I don't know why, I just want to see Sarik wielding a shotgun.
I think Sarik would also want to be wielding a
Work with the
shotgun.
shotgun.
He does bear a key, and then his mask looks to be worth a bit more, as it's worth 100 gold, and then he has 60 gold on him. Otherwise, you can see that there's a very large iron chest in the room as you come in. Just to illuminate this here.
Chests.
Tariq would be able to tell very quick that there's a secret door back there. So I'm not even going to bother trying to
I
hide
think
that
you're
one.
hiding things.
I know. I'm trying to turn that off. I'll just... Roll 20 is being a bitch. Tariq can easily tell that that's back there because his perception would see that. But otherwise, there's a very large iron chest. It does bear a built-in lock. Otherwise, there is a second chest at the foot of the bed. Looks like a footlocker that is not locked. The table has a quill pen, a vial of ink, several small slips of parchment, along with a curious figurine of a bird made out of tin. Although it has 3 actual feathers forming its tail. It looks like it has 4 spaces for feathers and 1 is missing. Although you can tell that the feathers are magical.
Huh.
I'm going to ask if anyone needs a hand exploring the room, and then I will chuck one of the man's severed hands into the center of the room.
Someone's been watching Crank. You want to hold hands?
I wanna hold your hand. Oh, wait, I can.
Oh, here you go. Just
Okay. I guess them in the chest.
Which one? The big one or the footlocker?
Start with-
Okay, it doesn't bear a lock. Just seems to have a little securing latch, so you could easily move out if you want, or if you're examining it, you can give me a perception.
Okay. Eve. Don't perceive.
It seems utterly fine.
I open the footlocker.
Inside, you would find an abundance of very fine-looking gear, but you would very quickly realize that it matches the Pharasmins that you've seen. Looks effectively Cussin or Severed Feet. No. Cussin or Teneb would be able to identify it as Teneb's gear. But it seems to be the only thing in it. This his weapon, his armor, all of his other gear. So there's a potion in there, which he'd be able to say if it is, I'm gonna say, altered with it. There should be, because he'd be able to tell you in case anything, like as he listed off since he remembers. But it has his cloak of Elvenkind, his eyes of the eagle, his silver dagger, his undead. What is that? That's I forget the name of it, but his leather armor warded against undead. He has thieves' tools as well as his spell component pouch, divination focus, some gold coins, otherwise the potions for cure wounds, and then a scroll of resist energy and a scroll of soundburst, and then a wand of sanctuary. Otherwise, then should be his gun and his bullets. Which, yeah, there's a revolver in there.
We're finding so many guns.
He would ask for them back.
I mean, she did tell us there's going to be a lot of guns in this campaign. That's why I took a gun archetype.
Yeah. Pretty much all the crossbows, unless it's reasonable for them to be stealthy. And even then, at higher levels, you'll probably just find silenced guns. Because that is the thing that Pathfinder supports. It's just simply silence spell on the gun. But it's like... because it's supposed to be more like the mummy, you know? So...
Clearly,
People-
I'm just gonna use my fire spells to ignite the black powder in my guns to make them shoot faster.
Just...
Sure.
I believe the proper term for the strategy is fluffernutter. Thank you very much.
I'll fucking... You think I won't? Give me a big enough keg. I got this.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I feel like we would give him his shit back.
Yeah, I would say it would go without saying that if you didn't do that, it very likely would be a severe hit to your Pharasmin faction. Because it's like, oh, you just stole thousands of gold of loot from a cleric. It's like, yeah, we rescued him, but it's like, yeah, but...
Tax.
I mean, what is a life worth, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So you extorted him.
Alright, so on to the iron.
Yeah, has a pretty sizable looking lock.
Alright, I'm going to have to take protect.
And then it would offer the potion to Hobbs, seeing that he has some sizable wounds.
You mean I'm perfectly fine? Super
Oh,
healthy.
then never mind then.
No, please help me. I was just kidding.
Yeah, if you drink it then. So it's gonna be 715 healing.
Great, I was missing 10. Ew, all the way up.
Alright.
Much appreciated.
You bend your thieves' tools. There is it made of anything special? You actually not destroy them, but you break them. Which you know happens when you fail by at least 15.
Whew.
No better way to open this?
A key.
Yeah, you just see Verlois. Yeah, it's just finding the key. I mean, he had a key on him, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, what key was mentioned as part of the loot?
Everybody's kind of glazed over that. We'll look at it later.
Everyone just
Try
collectively looks
the
at each
key.
other.
Let's just try the key.
Nah, clearly that key must go to somewhere else. It can't
No,
go
this is a repeat when we're trying to like, use a tiny man to unlock a lock.
Well, funnily enough, the key itself doesn't fit the thing, and then Verloise feels a little bad.
Yeah, but you're right. See, it doesn't. We'll just fucking. What's the box made?
Iron. It's a large iron chest.
Listen.
I mean, either the key is going to be on someone or it's going to be hidden somewhere. There's only really two options. Unless someone walked off with it.
Cousin's like, ooh, search the room, as then Verloise and Cousin go to fly around and start looking around the room. They seem excited to try to help you find it.
Sure, let's do some. What would this be? Investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Perception? Where's that skill at? Oh, dude, perception. Super good at perception.
Super good at perception.
Yeah, you're
Slam
good.
down a 3.
I have a +1.
Okay. However, Katsine does do very well, as she goes down to the bed down by where the footlocker is, and between the mattress and the frame, she pulls out another key. She flies over and flutters to hand it to Dev. Key!
I will try the key.
That key fits. Unlocks the chest.
Okay.
You sound mad! What did I do?
No, you're fine. You're fine. I broke my tools.
Then take one of the masterwork ones. They have better ones in the other room. Take theirs. They're dead. They don't need it. Well,
yeah.
oh, well, they're not quite dead, but they're almost dead. They'll probably die.
I mean, they don't need them even if they aren't dead.
Right.
That works.
We honestly should take them to the authorities.
Yeah, I guess.
Inside the chest. Inside the chest, you see a pile of gold coins, at a couple thousand. Sitting on top of them is a rather, mundane looking, looks masterwork backpack. But looks like it probably has some stuff in it.
I can't resist checking the backpack.
Why?
Bag of
would you?
devouring. No, just kidding.
Bag of
So?
mini fireballs.
I would like, please.
Yeah. As you open up the backpack, you just see what looks like a nebulous void inside of it of just sort of a green mist.
Oh, that's worrisome.
I don't know Pathfinder, but I think I know that magical item. Maybe.
Because she's too excitable, Cousin dives in.
Oh god, why?
Well, it's nice knowing her.
She comes out in her little claw. She's carrying what looks like just every single claw is holding at least, or like the individual talents has at least 2 rings in it. It is just a ton of rings, necklaces, gemstones, pretty much all the stolen loot of a Thieves Guild.
Do you often just dive into misty green swirls?
You just see Tomato just kind of like rub the bridge of his nose.
I think that is a yes.
Hob shoves both of his arms into the bag.
Yeah, you can feel what feels like just piles of jewelry. Feel like a large statue at one point, like maybe more like a statuette.
Then a chomp.
Yeah, and then both my arms go missing. Hobbs also comes out with like 8 different bracelets on both arms, about 5 rings per finger. Just fancy as fuck.
Yeah, that is obviously a handy haversack, and inside there's an assortment of many, many gemstones, necklaces, rings, statuettes, and other items. There is about 4,000 gold coins in the chest, and about another 4,000 gold worth of jewelry in there. So, sizable.
We gotta raid Thieves Guild headquarters more often.
This is the most amount of money I've ever worn in my entire life. I feel very powerful.
They should have talking about Druish like, this is like an allowance.
Right?
I keep forgetting that the Frick Haven.
Listen. I have a poor upkeeping. Let me enjoy this. Also, I should probably take all these off before I accidentally melt them. Just put them
That's fair.
put them back in.
Yeah. Otherwise, then you have 3 magical feathers that you can identify later.
Feathers.
We also have a secret door, it looks like. And places in this place we haven't even looked at.
True.
Are we clearing this entire place out?
I'll look back here.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh, mega dungeon.
Oh, that's just this book.
Oh.
You laugh. Like, it goes to, like, the L's in terms of maps. Given every letter is a different major, like, dungeon or area, so,
Yeah.
for a book 2, this is a lot. But it just seems to go out to more of the veins. It just seems to go out to the water level. Basically, it's a escape route that he would have most likely taken.
I got a tunnel.
Thieves Guild. They always have a back door out.
Well,
I mean,
got the rest.
kind of. If it doesn't prove too big, it shouldn't take you too long. You already know there's already just like a kitchenette. And judging from the size of things, there's probably not much over in where you see on the map is F7. Also, I just realized I need to check the player copy. You got the player copy's been. Sorry, stream. I didn't mean to. There you go. But yeah, wherever you guys would like to explore.
Let me just make our way backwards, I guess. We can look at the kitchenette.
Kitchenette has what amounts to about 2 iron rations of food and a water skin. The rest of it's been taken, just given that it looks like they kind of grab stuff in a panic. But around here seems to be a barracks, which I was going to ask you guys, but then Sarik, Sarik could be able to point out there is a loose brick under this bed.
Always another stash.
Thieves be thieving.
Go and examine the hidey hole.
Yeah. Inside, you would find what looks like a magical amulet. Seems to have like a holy scarab on it.
Ah.
Neat.
And did you want to examine the last areas?
Yes.
Yeah. Was there anything in the kitchenette?
No. Oh, well, it effectively had 2 iron rations and a water skin.
Don't care about that. Let's check out this door.
The door. You need to check.
It is a door.
Does not seem to bear any locks. It does have a sign next to it that seems to just say lab.
Ooh.
Like lab.
I like lab. Yeah, open the door.
It sticks a little bit, but otherwise pulls open. Looks like it hasn't been entered in a while. There's a fair bit of dust, and you can see what looks like the legs of a dead body inside. But when you look further in, you can see it has the skirt of one of those guys you just fought, the lesser ones. But otherwise, you can see what looks like some tables. Looks like some alchemical makeup in here. Otherwise, you can give me perception.
No.
Oh, don't worry, I'm super good at perception.
Come on, another 3. I want to see it. A 5, even better.
I'm improving.
He's learning.
Go ahead and roll me one for Char.
Okay. Our attempts. Oh,
You can see his char very strongly seems to be smelling something and growling and backing away from the door.
Oh.
Seems he smells something you guys don't.
the door.
Yeah, I guess so.
Does anyone have craft alchemy?
I mean, I do. I'm a gunsy person.
Then you give me craft alchemy.
16.
So, you are able to recognize that it seems like they were probably making some drugs down there, and that there's a buildup in those rooms. If you were to open the doors and make sure it could escape outwards, it'll likely clear out in about 10 minutes. It's probably just built up in there, probably also because of the dead body. But otherwise, you could try to hold your breath. If you weren't in there long, it wouldn't be a big issue.
We just like leave the doors open and then go check the other place we haven't been.
Yeah.
Hey, you're smart. Is that sort of substance like flammable? If I just like ignite it, will it burst? Like, will it make the thing go way faster?
I would say Griark, you would know that it would ignite with fire, but it could potentially damage anything in there. So if you were looking to get anything out of it,
I mean, it could explode and backblast into this room, I suppose.
you would know that it wouldn't be enough to like bring down the building because it would just be an air burst, and it's not like you're in an airtight area. So it's like
I mean,
you guys,
I know that, but Hobbs doesn't.
yeah, that's true. You could just be like, hey, it'll kill us all.
Listen, it sounds really fun. However, damaging valuables.
The crates here all seem to be empty in F6, but there is another double door here.
Alrighty.
Double door. Double door.
Dodo.
Dabado.
Pulling it open, probably immediately you see Char's nose crinkle again.
Oh, more shit.
Did you see it
Probably
basically?
next to the same room.
Yeah. Yeah, but you've now opened the second door, and now at this point it'll fade in about not even 5 minutes because it probably took you about a minute to walk over here if you were walking and not combat running. So if you give it some time, it'll probably clear out.
Yeah, let's give it a little bit of time, I guess.
I like it.
Yeah. So after a little bit, you'd see as it seems to have calmed down a bit, and you feel like it'd be safe to go in.
Poke my head in. Everybody else just wandered off.
There's quite a bit of stains to the gear itself. Like it's basically all treated as a broken lab, so you could go through and fix it, but it would definitely take some time. Would need to make holes or quite a bit of mendings, as well as cleaning. Just because it looks like whatever drugs we're making here were left in here. However, the cultist in here does have another set of the same gear. All of his stuff is unused, as it seems like he succumbed to the gas. But otherwise, so yeah, that would be another potion, another scroll, another poison, as well as another dagger, another 5 darts, another short sword, another magical cloak, all the same. But, however, he does seem to have what looks like in his hand a small parchment.
Ooh, take a look at that.
You can see that it's written in, let me see. Yeah, it seems to be in Osirian Common. So, and it simply reads, your sect's effort have been exemplary so far, but there is much yet to be done. The necropolis of Wati will soon be opened, and we might find clues that have been hidden for far too long. Transportation and means of communication will be provided. A gang of grave robbers called the Silver Chain should provide you with cover and resources you need to continue the search. Force them to comply. Once you arrive in the city, infiltrate the Silver Chain and bend them to his divine will. Move quickly. Once the Pharasmans open the necropolis to explore, we run the risk of outsiders finding the mask first. Succeed, and Hakatep's moment of resurrection will be at hand. I do not need to tell you how much I would loathe expressing the Skypharaoh's displeasure should you fail. And it's signed Meret Hetef.
Yeah.
I imagine Tenenib is just, what's eh?
No, just like, evil plots and stuff.
Fun.
We just show them the letter. Whatever they're up to, it sounds like they're after the mask and something to deal with all the stuff that's going down here, maybe. And they're really concerned about like you guys find out really fast or something.
They knew beforehand that when we opened the necropolis, it was likely the mask would be found. That probably explains the theft that your lot suffered.
Probably, yeah. I think there's not much else we're gonna get out of this lab, and honestly, I think we've turned this place over for the most part. There's still some stuff here that the authorities will have to deal with, probably.
And then kind of moving through, since you did come through to F4 with him, kind of glancing around at some of the stuff as you all were talking about and thinking, he does reach over to one and pulls out a... seems to be a small book, but it seems to be thick, but small in size, and it seems to be titled the Three Rivers Codex. And he just kind of walks over to probably whoever has the haversack. I imagine that's Deckel, since they looted it.
Yeah.
Deckel's got 2 haversacks now.
Could easily hand it off to someone else, I suppose, but that's up to you guys. But otherwise, he just simply holds out the book and just simply, you may want to add that to your salvage. That is... I recognized that title when we walked in, and sure enough, it seems to be accurate. It's a genealogical record of all of Wanti's founding families. It's worth well over 2,000 gold.
Nice.
Well, thank you.
Not like they're going to need it, and they likely got it through untoward means. Speaking of, as he goes over to help with, as he looks between the unconscious bodies that you had mentioned, as he looks between the two over there, and just as you guys kind of walk by him as he goes to... He checks on the one as he gives it a small bit of healing, but it's not going to be enough to wake it up. But the one that was 1 point away, he makes sure, before he puts its arm over his shoulder.
Yeah, I guess we better take them back with us. Although, if we get, like, assailed by 50 zombies, I'm totally cool with just dropping them.
He gives a nod.
So, who wants to carry the money bag?
I mean, if you insist.
I would say you guys will probably have to return for the Sphinx statue, because the Auroric Flame Mother is, while worth a lot, is also not life-size from what you would know. I'll just give it to you as far as Hobbs, that you would know that, no, Numiri is, like, she's not humongous. She's, as far as elemental demigods go, she's actually the smallest of the 4. But at the same time, she is still quite large compared to a man.
Gotcha.
Yeah, me
She's
and her, we're tight.
She's gargantuan with the whole centaur, huge size, basically huge size humanoid. So, and then her body is basically like a mix of a dragon and a lioness. But the statue here is more large size with a more medium, like as if it were human size. But
Gotcha.
it said that's how big she was, but it does seem to be made of gold. So,
What a gold.
some sort of-
Is a lot of gold.
You don't know if it's solid. You would have to pick it up to figure out. But I mean, could be gold leaf, could be in any case. But the rest of it you could take. Not like anyone else is going to come claiming here. He even points out the Pharasmans will certainly respect this as a bounty.
All the same, we should probably lock the door on our way out.
Hey, you have the key now. I mean, out of character, you'd be able to figure out that's what the untoward key is. You guys didn't know there's a keyhole, and you guys picked your way in here, and
I
yeah,
gotcha.
that guy had the key to the junk door.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll put a pin in the Silver Chains hideout. We could chat. Anything new? No, Golden still BRB. All right. So that puts it out to no. First, I guess you guys are gonna help him get back to the Pharasman so he can check in.
Yeah, that sounds like the best idea, because he's hurt still.
Emptying this place out, as well as Ekram did not escape, which was the name of the bad guy there. Not that you would know that, but as well as killing the undead monstrosity, not letting it escape, which was the Tekeneneb, which was all of those together reduces your panic by 3. which you guys were up to 21, so now you're down to 18. So let me get to the panic rating. I don't think that's enough. I think that, well, it brings you down off the really bad one, because going up to 1 made it really bad, but I think that puts you back down at the starting section, but I'm going to double check.
We undid our screw up earlier.
Okay, no, it was at Ghost Town. So, and you start at Ghost Town, you just went up to 21, because it's 20 to 24 for that. So, but you brought down to 18, which does bring it down to civil unrest, which means a couple of the shops open up, and the merchants but only when the merchants have guards and they are charging absorbent prices. There's additional protection from undead and living. Okay, so you do gain. There's a unsaid disadvantage that occurs during encounters here, but the encounter rate goes down. But if you do trigger an encounter, basically you guys are hunted. So since intelligent foes can move through it with a bit less terror, since basically the undead would just attack them too normally if it was fully unsafe. Basically now the intelligent ones get to roll twice to see if it's one of them. But that also includes the psychopomps, which, as you saw, not all of them are overtly hostile. Intimidating, and you were warned that there are hostile ones that are literally just here to kill. So, go ahead and we'll have Koala rolls a D100. This is just for you guys moving between. We'll move you back to the map.
70.
So that's 1 block, 2 blocks to get back there. So go ahead and roll me another one.
Okay, cool.
There could be a potential of 2 encounters here. It's just I have to fill 1 with a set event, and then
7.
Okay. So you're going to have a random event and a set event. Okay. So as you guys are passing out of the veins, you do see as you're moving into some of the shop fronts on the kind of boardwalk area, you'd see as there is one of the shops that looks open, but before you can get in and see it, you'd see as there's a middle-aged man pushed into the street, and you can see that the shop door under a hand-painted sign that reads Sun-Ripened Teas, but it looks like there is a group in there that are looting his shop.
There's people looting this poor man's shop?
Correct.
I think what you mean to say is there are soon-to-be corpses looting this poor man's shop.
Man, I like some vigilante work. Let's go.
Yeah, if you guys just want to storm up to them, you can. If you want to storm up and attack them, you could try to get the drop on them.
Yeah.
Well,
If you want to intimidate them, you can.
oh, that was my
Okay, yeah, we can do that, too. Yeah, we can do that.
I'm gonna walk up behind one of them. Just real big old smile on my face. With yeah. I'll
You still have the guy's hand.
Yes, I still have one of the other hands. I'm going to put the other dude's hand on his shoulder. Like, the severed hand on his shoulder. Like, he's trying to get his attention.
I can be a hand with that.
Yeah. Do you need a hand?
Nice. So
I will say when he turns around and sees it as a severed hand, I'll be like, you see, I've been trying to collect more of those, and I'll pull out my confession and I'll set my other hand on fire. You mind letting me borrow yours since you want to be a thief and not use them the way that they should be used?
you can see as there's a total of 8 of them, as the rest kind of stop and look, and even then, like, you can see that they're armed, but they definitely seem to be a bit more, like, seeing that their eyes kind of widen. The middle-aged man's trying to kind of just up to a knee as Tenative is tending to him.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I'll look back to my party members, but the punishment for, like, thieving is the removal of the hands, right?
Yeah.
In an emergency, looting is probably more like death, but we could be lenient.
Oh, we could. That depends on how you guys want to play this out, and I'll look back to everyone else. So we could kill you all, which we absolutely can, or we can remove your hands. Your choice. I mean, what do you want to do? How do you want to deal with this?
Go ahead and give me Intimidate first. You guys can aid another on this one, I'd definitely say.
I definitely want to try.
No! I have a +11, but I rolled a natural 1. Fuck bitch.
I mean, this was the initial encounter, so I mean, I'll allow you for the luck roll since you didn't use it. You didn't use yours,
sweet.
so...
There you
That's
go.
Oh
a
my
little
God.
better. That's a little better.
So the kobold, the one of the two kobolds, doesn't come off as terribly intimidating, but
Well, you know, they haven't seen my dark side.
they're like, oh, Dev's adorable.
That's why you gotta be carrying the shotgun.
It's adorable. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Shaw has the shotgun.
Let me see. What are you? Do you want them to? What is your goal to try to intimidate them to do? Are you trying to just cause them to flee? Or are you trying to get them to meekly come over?
I'm trying to get them to drop everything and essentially just stop what they're doing but be frozen in fear. I don't want them to leave just yet.
Okay. One of them, they definitely seem very, very scared as you guys are doing this. And there's even though they outnumber even you guys with Tanev here and Sarik, but they're just you hear one in the back just hey, we've seen a bunch of these shops already burned down and all this stuff go to waste. There's people hungry and it shouldn't go to waste.
No, it's okay. I can kill you specifically.
I didn't say.
It's up to the shop owner what he wants his goods to go for. If the shop owner wants you to help him carry them to the Pharasman Temple for support, great. Stealing them is not cool.
Hey, we can put it all back. Someone already got to him first and took all his money. That wasn't us. You can search us. We don't even have any gold coins.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna help the poor shopkeep man up and I'm gonna say, this is your shop. We don't want to do anything that you don't want us to do. How would you like us to handle these ne'er-do-wells?
He kind of sighs. He's like, some of these boys and they grew up in this neighborhood. I think they think that there's no way out. I'd rather see them help. And however we can, we need to band the city together.
Tell you what, you guys put all that stuff back, and I'll give you 10 gold each. You can buy what you want.
Are you reverse stealing from them?
The old man wants them to be a positive influence and help out. They want, they can do that.
He even kind of speaks up. He's like, I was thinking more maybe helping the Pharasmans, They'll take conscripts in moments like this.
Oh, absolutely. Volunteer work sounds perfect for these guys.
You hear one of the kids, I like the 10 gold, though.
I think you like the volunteer work a little bit more.
I can do that, too.
Oh, absolutely you can.
Yes.
How about the rest of you? You're all willing to do volunteer work, right?
It's not exactly like a sir, yes, sir, but you get a kind of a smattering of, yeah, we can do that. We don't want to die.
I mean, technically, you're being paid. So. How many of them are there?
8.
Great. Gold.
Okay. Yeah, and each of them does, which... yeah, the shopkeep looks at you, he's like, yeah, very right, I did already have someone come for my vault. It's already been cleared out, but I have some magical tea if you want. Might help you with whatever you're doing.
I love some tea, honestly.
Fairly rare around here. It's grown over in the Parisian area. But he gives you effectively what are 3 packets of a magic one. He describes how to use it, so feel free to look up the magic item, but it's called Seer's Tea. He gives you 3 packets of it.
Amazing. That's incredibly generous.
Also, you guys have, through your actions here, have reduced the panic level not by 1, but by 2. Because the panic level, just because, looters, and then other people are going to find out about this. And then 2, because the first one of whatever of these younglings that you killed, if they died over whatever you did, would rise as a white because of their hate, and they would proceed to kill another large amount of people, which you have
Oh,
just
jeez.
prevented. Yep.
I'm going to when the old man gives us the tea, I'm going to respond in kind by giving him 200 gold.
Probably just like wide eyes. He's like, I this is too much.
Oh,
You saved me.
no, it isn't. It's perfectly enough. It'll help you get your shop back up and running again. It'll help restore your coffers a little bit. Perhaps keep them in a slightly more secret and secured area next time, just in case.
Just kind of smirks and just like maybe make a false one. You know, fill it with a little bit of like your, not even your savings, a fake savings.
Not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, to which you'd find out the shopkeep's name is Batep, and yeah, he's beleaguered but very thrilled as he just thanks you and gives you a bit of a hug.
I'll happily hug him back. You're a great man, Batap. I'll happily get some more tea from you in the future. I bet this will be
I
delicious.
will happily take tea with you. What is your name?
Oh, all of my friends call me Hobbs.
Hobbs.
Yes.
I'll never forget you. Thank you. And stay safe. Some of those undead, they bite you and you become one. It's terrifying.
Yes, don't get bitten.
You as well. I hope to see more of you in the future. Keep yourself safe.
And he gives a nod.
Do you need an escort to the temple or anything?
I suppose I do. The original ones chased off the mercenaries I had hired for opening. Yeah, so he would probably accompany you to the temple and close down his shop again. But yeah, even checking the gang, they seem pretty earnest on it. They just seem like they were taking advantage and just roughhousing. Not that that really makes it a whole lot less, especially given the crisis of the city. But
You boys are very lucky.
yeah, so you have quite an escort with you with this one too, which means the second one, which you guys know out of characters encounter, means that potential of. But yeah, they do assist in. Oh yeah, that's where the second reduction you would have it would have just raised panic level if you didn't. So you gained 2, or I should say lost 2 panic level, which puts you down to 16. Still in martial law, but all right. And then I will roll for an encounter here. My danger rating is 16, so a 32, so 125. I feel like we had 125 already, I think that, but let's see. Yeah, all the encounter range for your random rolls have been above 100. It's been crazy. Which step comes to a reroll then? Because that's the vamp, and you already met the vamp.
Oh, sweet.
So plus 32 goes to 65. Which you're in daylight hours, so that one can't come. So, oh wait, but that's nope. Those are intelligent, so don't need to reroll that one. So you guys are aware of it, just because the psychopomps would be able to see them, but they would also be able to tell you that just simply. At one part, there's probably an ominous one from Verloise, how she says, "Don't step in any shadows right now," and then she'd alert you that basically you guys are being stalked by no less than 3 shadows.
Yeah.
But-
Fun.
But as long as you stay in the sunlight, you should be fine.
Oh no, shadows. I just lay my hands up so it's even brighter around me specifically.
Yep, because you're approaching the early parts of dawn after you're searching because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so you're basically approaching 6 a.m. Sunrise is at 5:15. So yeah, by the time you get to the, because even though it wouldn't take you an hour to cross town normally, but moving cautiously to avoid large hordes of undead and stuff like that, basically every district is an hour.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, have we been up all night?
Effectively.
Ah, shit.
Yes. I could certainly use a rest, but we don't have time.
Well, I mean, obviously resting is important. This might not be a one-night affair, but
Yeah. Back the temple.
Yep, that brings you to the temple. So, getting to the temple, you see that there is a large group inside of the temple, but you'd see that there's an interesting thing going on, that it seems like there's a bit of a, not so much like you see the purple sort of energy that seems to herald the undead, but also you'd see as there's seems to be that, and it's being held back by a green energy that also seems to give you a kind of chilled feeling watching. Even Tmedev seems to stop and kind of kneels by. It's like, what the temple under attack? But looking, you can see inside, everyone seems all right, and you see like there's a larger crowd that seems sequestered in one of the alcoves, as if they're all sticking together.
The fuck?
Moving in towards also some of the other Pharazmans see Tomato and go to kind of shake his hand and such, as he's trying to ask, but you guys could easily move past to go find out.
Yeah, I'd like to find out.
You would be able to spot that Sabti is back at this point of the night, but she's actually over there dealing with them. But yeah, if you call for her, she kind of looks back to you and gives, and actually kind of waves you past. But looking through, you see quite a few people who look unnaturally pale, and even some more in the further back that actually seem to be back in more of those green lines in here. No sign of the purple, but it seems like the green had been making a bit of a fencing. But in here, it seems like they have multiple layers between this alcove and all the other refugees and the rest of it. Seems like the only people in here. But she does motion you forward and even says, "No, you're fine. Come forward. Need not be afraid."
What's with the green stuff?
Looking around, first of all, you guys can give me knowledge religion. You might be able to just see exactly what's going on. But if you like.
12. Boo, Griark.
Well, there is something to that.
27.
Okay, so we're going to start with Griark and Dev. You do know one little bit. You can tell the people in the furthest part that seems to be the most warded, and there seems to be only about 14 of them. But you would recognize actually a few, as you saw them during the Festered Sun event, specifically ones that were in the trance in the bubble, that were there early on. But moreover, you'd be able to recognize them off the bat, just with your look at them. You can tell they're undead. It seems that the temple has made well, anyways, let me get to Hobbs first before I go on the more narration. Hobbs, you can tell that, yeah, the people that are just looking more pale seem to have manifested. There's a fair number of people that are manifesting vampirism, basically half vampirism. Most of them seem very panicked right now. You can tell that it's like they all seem like the number of them seems very odd for this area, since once in a while it's a very rare thing. They're rarer than tieflings in most cases, outside of Ursula. However, the ones deeper in are surely vampires. Interesting enough, sun is streaming in, and they seem unaffected. But then again, you guys kind of heard that about the Festered Sun portion. So, but yeah, Sabti would come up and just be like, the Festered Sun's effects have redoubled, as we have here some of our own citizens who have fallen victim once, and then others who have then, after that point, become afflicted by that same energy that seems to be surging through the town at intervals. It seems to be converting them, but luckily we are dissuading certain worse urges. Unfortunately, standard cures. Normally you can cure vampirism if they don't feed, but even though some of these assure us they haven't fed, and even if there are two that I have dealt with that I know haven't fed, as they've turned before our eyes, but they are, for lack of a better term, uncurable.
There's probably too much negative energy in the area.
She gives a nod. We think whatever the source is too much doing that and driving away whatever hope of life is. We don't know if, once it goes away, if it'll become worse for them, but so far they've been, apart from their hunger, which at this point, if we can't cure it, I currently I have one of my representatives speaking with the militants for Asmans to see if we can simply just feed them to prevent them from growing hungry, and she just pats one of the younger ones that she's near, that just, we don't want them to be upset. They've done nothing wrong. Of course, we've had to sequester our undead wards.
Of course.
Of course. I'm glad to hear that. Not suggesting more dire action.
No. Not their fault, and it's doing up this one. And even if it is at the end of their road, this is not the time nor place.
I'm sure there's something we can do about it once, if we can take care of whatever's causing this.
He gives a last little bit of a reassurance to a couple she's kneeling by before motioning away, just since she doesn't want. It's you can tell from her face she doesn't want to upset any of them, since it's clear they're all very much on edge between the vampires and the Dhampir. But yeah, between looking at them, you guys would easily recognize that. Yeah, it seems like anybody who spent an extended period, you would see that the Mad Dogs are in here, just like they were petrified in the bubble. But it seems like all of them are either Dhampir or, and then, not the leader, but one of his higher ups is in the bubble with the pure vampires. But in any case, they've been rendered sun immune. But
Yeah.
but she steps away just to keep them so it can talk more freely. But I'm afraid I must break my word a little to you, as you may gather. But most of my spell work is spoken for the day. I can cast small bits of magic for you, of course, and I certainly have plenty of acolytes to bring that. But we're unable to offer the full services at this time.
I mean, I get it. The whole city's kind of, assuming it's just the city, it's kind of fucked right now.
She gives a nod.
Thing to fight
Quick rest.
We've been up all night, basically. We want to have as minimal downtime as we can dealing with things. We plan to go back out there and help some more.
Appreciate that. Unfortunately, I don't have anything that'll fast track a night's rest for you. You'll need to rest. I have things that can remove your tiredness. I can open up the vaults of the church, and we can certainly loan out maybe some rings to prevent your sleeping, but you'll need to wear them for 24 hours before they become effective. What is it I know I have a couple acolytes who may be able to restore some bit of magic to you, but that's about all I could really offer. I.e., they could basically do it with there's a level 3 spell that can give you back a level 3 slot, so they would work on any other lower spell for you guys. But that's a very limited amount. You can only offer 3 of those a day.
Gotcha.
we should probably rest.
You can certainly be protected here.
Oh, also we have, I know you guys aren't really we went to the Silver Chain hideout to get one of the clerics out of a situation. We came back with 2 prisoners, basically.
And I see that, and it seems conscripts for the military side.
Yeah.
Rilla just flutters, and she just kind of spurts out, "Looters!" And then you just see Sabti's eyes just kind of harden. She's like, "Oh. Well."
Shopkeeper preferred they be given a chance for service.
That's acceptable, given the situation. Probably best they came here then, rather than anyone else. As far as the prisoners, I can certainly take them. Do they have anything relevant to what's going on? The necropolis is a cesspool of undead right now, worse than the Festered Sun.
They were being used by cultists who I think are behind this. They were after a mask. What's the name?
The same one we spoke of.
Yes.
Yeah. I think the note said something about a Sky Pharaoh.
Sky Pharaoh. I don't know what that is.
Forgot. It said.
You have to know. It says Amenhotep.
Oh, yeah, there you are.
That one.
Let me search that name, see if it comes up in this book, but I don't believe it comes up yet. But you do have a name now to know that you can get that from the undead.
Otherwise, the people we brought back didn't even know there was anything going on upstairs. He seemed disbelieving that there wasn't even an undead uprising.
Or excuse me, Hakatep. But it's that's a real one.
You spell that? H-O Lem.
Okay, so at that point she does pause. She's like, there was a pharaoh, only one that bore. Well, no, he had two others that followed his name in his line. But Hakatep the First was very distant, but there's no real records of his past. If there were any information for it, you'd have to go to the slave trenches. That's the only place where he's ever mentioned.
That sounds like a pleasant place.
Otherwise, Sky Pharaoh is a title for Menendez the First.
Don't know that I know who that is.
He designed some of the grand pyramids out in the further reaches of the desert.
Gotcha. Well, I don't know. Their name just came up on the note. Sounds like it's probably not the same person, though. Just somebody using the title.
You're using. Ask.
They had answers for you, they just simply don't.
No, that's fine.
No, it's fine.
Might be a clue that others, anyone else out there looking into this, share the information.
If there's anything that we can do to help before we go to sleep, just let me know.
I'll certainly do that. For now, I need to go back. I'm kind of heading the tending of the... We're simply referring to them as the afflicted. Simply hoping that it's temporary. If not, I think I may pray to the Lady of Graves to see if we can maybe make an exception for these lot, as this seems more like a sickness and less like they found their end.
I'm confident she'll probably be, amenable to that. I mean, there are solutions.
Keep the psychopomps stay.
You hear Verlois, hey!
The more
The really
Yeah,
metal-looking
always.
ones.
Yes. Once this is all done, I can certainly point you in the direction of grand archives that have information on it. Unfortunately, I don't think that would be a journey. You would probably need to head to Tefu. But for now,
Not a right now thing, now.
it's something we can do without that.
it's the mask of those forgotten pharaoh, I think, may be our only lead that we know that is connected to any of this.
No egg.
Sounds like we probably have to get that back then.
So you guys can rest up, and which will basically bring you to a little bit after noon, which does reduce some of the enemies somewhat. However, it does also you would see that it looks like there's an odd bit occurring, as it seems that there is a as you do finally the first of you to awake, and you guys can decide
Oh, and
precisely who. Oh,
I was gonna say, before we went to sleep, I was gonna drink.
okay. Oh, and also my player mask is on. Sorry, player view. I didn't realize you guys were looking at a blank screen. Where's the map? There you go. But it wouldn't be entirely here, but you would be able to tell that it looks like the moon and is moving into a position that it looks like an eclipse is coming.
That could be a problem.
The harassments in the temple as you wake up would be a buzz with talking about it, since they know that the eclipse, a lot of the good gods cannot see during the eclipse, and a lot of demons and devils and daemons tend to manifest during them. The astronomers of the town that are in here would be able to confirm that, yeah, this one was scheduled, but it wasn't. I mean, it could be, maybe that's why it triggered, maybe it's in preparation, maybe it's just they're using it as opportunity. But in any case, it's looking like it'll probably occur sometime at the night, and then hopefully pass by and simply just not be an issue. But of one of the three moons is simply, but at the same time, you see Sabti is also saying that if something is this powerful, it's reasonable that they may be working to block out the sun, since a lot of the undead that are coming forth seem to be bound to the darkness. So they're basically preparing with the assumption that that eclipse is going to stay. But otherwise, Samti has prepared breakfast for, not herself, but she had some of the acolytes prepare breakfast for you, since you're still in very good standing with her and the church itself, and she also has a lot of faith that you're probably on a good path with things.
We're just like, because it's dream, we're like, oh, we don't need to eat.
Yeah, but she wouldn't know that.
I know, but it's just like, oh, that was nice. We're just like trying to like eat some of it so it doesn't seem rude, but we're like, I'm already full.
But I'm going to take a risk and put on the random amulet.
We could just identify, but all right.
Yeah, you got time in the morning if you want to identify these
Yeah,
items.
we got time.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a spellcraft.
How did I feel? Yeah.
I'm gonna. Oh well. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, if you're both sitting at the table, you both could be doing it.
Yeah.
So, and that is the one that you pulled out of the hidey hole, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay. So you would know that is a carcanet of detention. Basically, it's a necklace that you can then use a command phrase, and then it once per day, and then it basically animates and attempts to wrap around one medium or smaller creature. And then if it's destroyed, it does return to its carcanet form. You have to put it back on. Understand that when you use that, it is leaving your neck, so you would lose the bonus. But otherwise, I do believe its value. Let me double check the innate magic once, but I do believe its value puts it at a +2 for natural armor.
I like it to be tanky.
Next slot, no, it's a +1.
Oh,
Still, +1 natural armor.
Pretty wild. I think each of those cultists had a cloak, right?
Yeah.
Correct, magical cloaks.
I feel like we could all use those.
Yep, if you want to identify those as well. Sorry, what?
Does that override my robes?
For what?
Like, the cloak? Would that like go on the same?
No, you can wear them both. That's a different
Okay,
slot.
cool. Okay, cool. I was double checking. Sorry.
They still technically take your shoulder slot. They're not paid extra. They're just basically worn on the as like a little leg wrap, like Egyptian kind of skirting, you know.
Okay, gotcha. That might sound better than theirs.
It's rather interesting that the cloaks that you would be able to identify are cloaks of the Fangs. Keep in mind those ones, since they already have a built-in resistance bonus, that means they give a +2 bonus on all resistance saving throws. And then you can use a swift action 5 times per day to oversize your teeth into a bite attack, natural bite attack. And if you already have a bite attack, it increases your bite attacks by 1 step. So.
Sometimes.
So it's kind of weird they all had it because they didn't seem to have bite attacks and they were wearing masks to prevent it, but at the same time they seem to be in league with undead, so may have been preparatory for their own falls.
Waiting to become vampires.
Or zombies, or anything that
Yeah.
bites. Or ghouls, or whites, or...
I think a lot of those things slam.
I mean, a lot of them have slams and bites.
True. Book of Fangs.
Correct. But also means sizable resistance bonuses.
Yeah.
If you want, Hobbs, did you want to try to identify the... Or is that 16 for the scepter? Or not the scepter, the Kopesh?
Yeah.
Hey, that Kopesh is a unique magic item. But that is enough to identify it. Let me get to its description.
I want to learn about the pretty pink sword.
Gotta double check this enchant, make sure that I have the right one. The house rules. Okay, so that one is a very specific one. Number one, you'd be able to identify that its magical one is a It's based on material. This would probably be more from the cultist because it's something you'd have to know about its material, but it's a non-magical effect, first of all. Because it's made from blood crystal. Blood crystal, whenever you hit a target that is under a bleed effect, it deals 1 more point of damage. Or if the bleed effect is a particular bleed effect, then it deals 1 more of that type of bleed, as you basically sap more of its energy into itself. And then it turns more and more red as you do it until it turns black. This one is made out of a salt blood crystal, which basically means that it's a very special one. So it's made to combat the undead, actually. Specifically, incorporeal undead and mummies. It overcomes the damage resistance of mummies, mummified creatures, and other mummy-like creatures. Anything that basically I would say that would qualify as that type of thing. And then once per day, as a successful strike against an undead creature, you may have it deal d6 points of charisma damage in addition to its normal damage to an undead creature. Which, if you didn't know, charisma manifests their HP, so you could sap their HP considerably. And then finally, it has the Life Surge enchantment on it, and so it is effectively a +2. So, Life Surge gives you a bonus of, I think it's double, but let me double check. But it is effectively gives you a bonus against anything undead do, as well as anything that is ability damage, ability drain, or energy drain powers of the undead, or anything necromantic. And then whenever you receive temporary hit points from any source, you add the enhancement bonus to those temporary hit points. So, basically, in this case, 2. And then whenever you're fighting undead, the critical threat range is doubled, as though you had Keen. Whenever you crit, it surges positive energy. And then you can choose to apply that energy to damage as the undead, or take it as healing. Half of it is healing, technically. It's a very anti-undead sword.
Dev, this sounds better for you.
Can't use it.
Oh, can you not?
Not very well.
I was just thinking, since you're like one of our frontline people, that would work really good for you.
It is an untyped bonus to save, so there's that too. So it means that plus the resistance from the saves means that would be against undead. You'd be getting a +4 total from the resistance cloak and the Kopesh in your possession for whoever ends up wearing it. Also, the fact that it is a Kopesh means that the crit range is, I think, a fifth. I think Kopeshes are 18s.
Yeah, normally.
Yes, that means that crit range is a 15 to 20.
Oh, Jesus.
Learn
how to use Kopeshes really quickly, Deckle.
Yeah. That's a spicy
We're training
meatball.
for, but I don't have time.
Fair enough. Well, you have time in the future, probably.
I mean, I'll hold on to it for you for now, since I already know how to use Kopeshes. But
Yeah, that's better.
yeah, in the future, I'll totally let you use it if you ever learn how.
It's a badass sword.
It's
And then
true.
Keymight has the trip function, so you can also make trip attacks with it without losing, and it gives you a big bonus to it. And yeah,
Do you want to know why I wanted the pretty pink sword in the first place? Yeah, it's pink. It matches my aesthetic. It's the only reason.
otherwise, Ahmad Jawed is here too in the morning. She had gone out helping to gather people and bring them back. Also, Seshisharu is. You would find that she's been sent out on patrol. She was sent out in the morning, since basically. But otherwise, she is also assisting in the terms of basically, since she is very efficient at killing undead without taking any damage. At least baseline undead. So they're having her basically going around and helping the militant side of Pharasma to basically just destroy the undead hordes. Since if she sandstorms, they basically slowly die.
Sounds good.
But so you guys, just so you guys know the mechanic of this one, the panic does go up every night. That anytime you basically rest, basically it's just simply because that's how you basically pay for it. It's just because if it gets too high, the game is over. But you don't have to feel like you need to solve it in a day. Just basically don't let it. If you feel like you'll obviously see things getting worse. So if it feels like you're basically approaching the there is no Dana, only Zool moment, then that's probably meaning you might not want to rest. But obviously you guys have reduced it down, so every time you have a major thing, you'll reduce the panic level, which basically buys you a whole nother day. So
Yeah, we reduced it down by a decent amount today. Alone,
Yes.
So rest
you started at 20 and you are currently at 16. And you did go up by 1, so you had 1 small failure. So it's like, so you guys are doing all right. So don't feel like we have to rush. It's like, no. Yeah, people are dying every day, and it does raise up the total ending death toll. So I mean, there is that one. But if you're worried about like a game you lose because you took too long, I will tell you out of character. No, that's not in this book. I'm not
People
going to
die
add that.
every day anyway.
Effectively, we're going back up to 17 with the start of this day, but yeah. So basically, sorry, you guys can talk as there's you can, if you, I don't know if you guys know what you want to do with your next day, but otherwise they can also, there are plenty. I would actually say that it would probably actually be sorry, brain's escaping me. I may love the additional ones, but all their names start to blend together. Amajawet would tell you that there is a section over near the entrance that any of the agents of Pharasma are currently working with to basically dispatched to needed areas. From what she knows, if you would want to talk to them, they can point you into troubled areas that haven't been dealt with yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Samti would still be there and would be able to tell you that the necropolis, they were able to investigate a bit on the first day, but the amount of undead have gotten so large. She does know that there were plenty of people still there, and that they actually told anyone who couldn't reach the gates to flee for any of the catacombs that seemed to bear still standing wards. So there could very well be people in the necropolis, basically within holy tombs, just basically hiding from undead, which also means they could be trapped in there with undead too. So it's a bad situation. That one's told. The Asp district, which is nearby, is said to have a lot of civil unrest, even as they're trying to tell everyone to stay off the street. So if you want to try to deal with some civil unrest and lower that, you certainly could. Let me see what E is. Yeah, the Asp district. I'll put a little control is right here.
Okay.
Otherwise, there is a request for basically a report of the main gate.
Oh, thinking about this, there's something I could have done in the morning.
What's that?
I think you mentioned one of those guys had a spell book with like Shocking Grasp on it.
Correct.
Just wanted to copy that in my spell book if I could.
Okay. Yeah, the Brownsons would have things for scribing, so you might just cost to scribe, unless you're a witch, and we point that it eats the spell.
It's always good to have more spells available.
Oh yeah, my witch in the Jade Regent one is literally, once you guys are done with your scrolls, give them to me, I put them right into my familiar, and then he eats them.
That was all.
She'd also be able to tell you that there is a courthouse right here. You can kind of see it as it's already kind of squared. That they need a pseudo one for. That is that there's said to be a strong undead that's risen there, a strong intelligent one. And given that you guys have had a lot of experience and good luck with the intelligent undeads and been able to actually turn them to aid.
Yeah, that kind of sounds up our alley.
That is actually one that I didn't account for. Because you do get aid for any major allies that you made through Book 1 and 2 that are still here, and I would say that Heshisharu as well as Amajawet would both qualify, so your 17 would be reduced to a 15. You only get those once. They still continue to help, but...
Yes, nice little bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, wait. And you also have... Oh no, they're not able to help yet.
Yeah, she's too young.
Yeah, she can't exactly age her today, but... Alright, but that does bring you down to 15. I think 15's the next panic level, so let's double check. Yeah, or no, 15 to 19, so yeah, civil unrest, we're still in that. It's basically once you hit 14, you get to the next one.
Speaking of, maybe we should help out with the civil issue, and then we can hit the undead guy nearby.
Yeah.
And speaking of, I'll remove the other events so you guys don't think you gotta go to them. This one was, you got them, and you got them.
Gonna keep hanging out with for us, Verlois?
Well, yeah, I said I would.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure if you wanted to stay at the temple or not.
Amajuet looks at you and just says, is there something you all need from me? Otherwise, I'll stay and keep helping with them.
Can't really think of any.
I mean, more help's always better, but I guess it really depends on where you think you're going to be more useful.
Well, right now, Santi has me with the vampiric afflicted, as they seem to have the... Well, and she gestures to some of her half-undead arms. Being partially undead myself, I can at least relate.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, whatever this powerful intelligence undead is, it doesn't sound like it's bursting out any right now. So I guess worst case scenario, if we need your help, we could hopefully just come back for you.
Okay, then I'll stay here. If you do encounter any people that are afflicted, if Snapsy cannot assist, just call on me, eh?
Sure will.
Okay. Sounds like you're proceeding to the Unrest one, which the Unrest and the Court are in the same district, so you only have one random encounter roll. Alright. So let's go with Nikki. D100 for a chance of for a. This is another one that's a guaranteed encounter, it's just whether it's
39.
Okay. Alright, this is going to be a set one, which is good, because I usually give you more clues.
Wait, real quick. We weren't able to take that long rest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those we all
Yeah, long
slept.
rest breakfast, you all slept 8 hours, you're now looking at about 12:30ish. You'll be setting out around 1.
Sounds back.
Yeah, spell slots are back. Magic items that have charges that recharge would recharge. I don't know if you guys have any that do that, but you know, worth saying. Okay, so as you approach a street intersection on your way to where it's more, you do see as there's a trio of zombies about 200 feet away that are threatening a lone woman who is trying to back out until a fourth one seems to come out of an alleyway and cuts off her main route of escape between her and you.
I mean, yeah, we gotta go help.
It's a bit of theater of the mind of this one, but just because they're zombies.
I'll
So this-
save you.
I'm curious if I don't know where that's from, but we're not going to talk about if it's what I'm thinking of. But the
Lady, are you resistant to fire?
I
But,
need to
That's a
get done.
bad question. Sorry.
you guys are starting at 240 feet away. So if you have any abilities, you guys have the first round here. She's not currently under attack of them, but
Tell you now, I don't have any abilities from 240 feet.
if any of you has any abilities, you may. But
I mean, I don't even think the musket's got that range on it, so.
I cast
Okay.
Charm Person on the woman. Priorities in order.
I don't think that.
damn, it's a hot man that's going to watch me die.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I assume then it's basically running up, or basically.
Yeah, running.
Okay, how close would you like to stop from them? Like you could easily get into melee because it is a road.
I mean, I'm gonna run up on him.
I
Okay.
just need to get within 30.
I think it within like 40, so yeah.
Yeah, 30, 40.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys basically stop a bit back as Char and Dev move right up behind the zombies as they're there. But at the end of that first round, you guys would all hear a bit of a just like kind of soul-shaking howl that sounds almost like a scream until you see the air seems to suddenly just turn black on one of the alleys leading behind them. And you would see as it just seems to turn to like this black smoke, and then as if 2 gravestones rise up out of the ground. And then out of them seems to be a ghostly thing that looks like the shape seems to be like a dog, but it seems like a mix of a masked bear mixed with a crocodile. You'd see as Verla shrieks to Dev to dive. She just screams, "Get out of the way!"
I'm pushing Char into the wall and hiding.
So if you go prone, you're going to be subject to the same attack, but there's a pair of them that one burst from each of the stones. Knowledge Religion can assist you. This is their round. I don't have a map for the...
Religiosity. I'm not very good at that today.
I have an alleyway.
Hey!
It's the same night alleyway, but we'll move there.
Jeebus.
You know, I can guess that they are psychopomps, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Jeebus?
I mean, obviously Verloise is going to identify them very quick, but Griark and Hobbs, you would both know that those are Essabox. They are near mindless. They are basically attack dogs from Pharasma's psychopomps. However, the way they were summoned there, you guys would also know that was a summon from a a caster who's probably not, just the way that they came out. It seems like they were triggered by them attacking the woman. So it's you'd be able to tell that like they're basically being summoned by a lesser psychopomp spell. You would know more about them. So let me get to their page. Also, I can get you a picture of them because they are scary.
I really have to go use the restroom. Give me like
Go for it.
minutes. I'll be back as soon
Yeah,
as
there you go. I was looking for good points, but
I-
yeah, if you're going,
yeah.
I'm going.
I've been holding it for like 2 hours. I need to go.
Oh, shit.
I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll break
chat?
everyone.
Still know what it is. Yeah, we can take a small break.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back. I know Draconic took a small break too, so
I could literally feel my bladder about to explode. I was like, can I hold it till fucking another hour?
don't break your kidneys.
No promises.
Hmm.
I am alive. Hello.
Welcome back. Nikki, you back? Okay, we'll wait for her then. Nikki.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Nikki.
Back.
And she's back from outer space. All right, so these things are Esabox. They are basically attack dogs. Ooh, Dr. Oh, hey, you can steal kiss. Absolutely, you can have two. Mwah, and mwah. So they feed on decayed flesh. They are basically undead hunters. It's said, you know, that you guys would also be aware that they can rip souls out of bodies with their teeth. With the undead, they consume them in the same bite, destroying mindless undead with just a simple touch of their jaws. Intelligent undead get stunned as they start to get consumed, and then creatures, they get paralyzed as they could literally like carry off your soul. But they're not sent to do such because they're seen as just attack dogs. Like, they are vicious enough that Pharasma doesn't even allow them within anywhere that can see her spire, because it's well regarded that even most true Pharasmans know that they have their uses, because they're very, very violent to anything that likes to feed on souls. Basically, if you ever use soul-taking magic, you are basically marked, and these things hate you. But otherwise, in anything that is undead, they very much hunger and can see you. At the same time, it becomes very clear from their attack and why she does. I do need a reflex from Devon Char, because they come charging in with their teeth, and they seem to bear no real care that you're there. And it's pretty much scripted that the woman is not utterly torn asunder. She's still alive, but they utterly destroyed the 3 zombies, but they seem to hit the woman as well, as they then proceed to start savaging and eating the
That's not good.
zombies. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Okay, let me get it's effectively a trample, so it's the same as their slam for their size. Okay, so you would take 11 damage, and Char does take 22. As you both also get trampled by them, as they just seem to not really care.
Oof.
You are prone, but they don't seem to be attacking you, but they definitely start hissing at you. You can see as the woman is definitely bleeding to death. But
sorry. How am I guess this is a bad idea to attack these things?
I mean, you could say something to Verloise. She could respond this turn as long as we're keeping it.
For the last, there's like, would it be bad if I tried and just stun them?
I mean, stunning, yeah, that's fine. Otherwise, I mean, they'll probably defend themselves.
Ah, shit.
That magic shouldn't last terribly long, but that woman doesn't have terribly long.
Yeah, no, we gotta do something. Hopefully somebody else has a better solution.
I mean, I was just going to channel positive energy.
Yeah, they'll say.
Mark.
Yeah, as you draw something, they kind of hiss at you, but they kind of are more focused on their meal, as long as you're not doing anything utterly threatening.
And
Yep, that'll stabilize the woman and undo some of the damage to you and Char. Yeah, they. Does anyone do anything else?
I'm just gonna.
Oh, go ahead, Nikki.
I was just gonna say, gonna be ready to cast a spell. Should they? I'm gonna be ready to cast color spray at them in case they start to go after the woman.
Yeah, just about same. Just I have firebolt ready in case they start going after her.
No, they seem to be paying no main mind to her. They just seem to. Their attack was very vicious. But yeah, in that case, if you just basically let them eat, they kind of. It does take them longer to eat the bodies, and then they have time on this plane since they only have 2d4 rounds. But yeah, so after 4 rounds, they do just fade back as you'd see those gravestones just glow, and then a green energy just reaches out and kind of takes them in as they turn to shadow and get pulled back in. And then the stones just fade away into green mist themselves.
Who the fuck summoned those?
Verlois hops. It's like
really fucking cool.
Verlois actually kind of does a little bit of that same kind of excited hop, like what you saw Kassim doing. She's like, "I heard Softy saying they're not supposed to do that. The militant leader, they said they were going to do that, and she said they couldn't, because this thing would happen. They'd kill people."
No, like inside the necropolis. Okay, sure, because there's not supposed to be anyone in there anyways, but not outside.
Can I fly back and tell her, because that's bad.
Yeah, you go tell her.
Like, even for asthma, I hate so. That's the last you hear. She just flies away.
First on Cure Light Woundsing on Char.
You can see as some of the guards are coming up this way, as they definitely see the kind of like the blood spatters, but you can see as they kind of look about and see the remains of undead, and you just hear a shout from them down there, just "You lot all right?"
Been better.
Been better. Some idiot summoned Essabox.
You see as like there's a trio of guards, and one comes over towards you as the other two just seem to be standing watch on some of the alleyways. You can hear them shouting that they spot some more zombies in the area. But otherwise, one comes over and just you said what now? Essabox.
Yeah, 2 Essabox showed up and killed these undead, but also wounded my friends and this woman over here.
I apologize for that. They should be being deployed with more careful, but they're testing a new attack one where they're being summoned wherever anyone's being threatened.
Doesn't do any
That's
good
just
if you kill the person being threatened.
Yeah, because the next pulse there's going to be more undead. You're just exponentially making the problem worse.
I'll report this to my captain, but just try to sit on it for now, and we will try to amend the trigger. Okay?
I mean, Sub Tiori is going to know about it. We already sent a messenger back.
You just actually kind of hear like a sucking of teeth, and then he actually just kind of turns on his heel to move away.
Dev goes over to the woman. Your light on her.
You can see she's mostly healed. She's just kind of dazed and looks kind of scared, because like she only had 4 HP. She just got knocked down to negatives by the attack.
Yeah.
It was 11 damage. Wouldn't be enough to kill her. So your heal actually full healed her. Well, she has 1 damage.
You alright?
No? What the hell were those? Did you
Things,
say Essobach?
things are not supposed to be deployed in an area with people.
They really wanted to eat those undead.
They're basically just like mindless attack dogs, and that's why you're not supposed to use them around people, but somebody's using them around people.
I need to get home. My daughter needs... And she looks down and just sees that there's just basically... You'd see some smashed provisions. And she just kind of just puts her hands on her face and just... Oh my god.
What does she need?
It's okay.
I had milk and I had just some rations.
I think.
Yeah, we should escort you back. It's not far, is it?
She shakes her head no.
Yeah, we'll just make sure you get back safe.
On your way back, you would see as there's... First, you'd see what looks like a flying trio of can't think of the name of them. Nisoi. And then you'd spot another one trailing behind that dives down to you as you see Verlois return back. About 10 minutes after she left. Because it's not... You weren't but 2 blocks away from the Grand Mausoleum, and her flying there would take just a second.
Yeah.
But she essentially like, Sabti is furious.
Oh no, I'm not happy about it either. We ran into some guards and they asked us to, keep a lid on it, and we were kind of like, but we already told Sabti. They weren't super psyched about it.
I don't think I've seen that woman that mad.
I knew I liked her for a reason.
She said that she's going to. That the leader of the militants is someone named Shepsies. She said she's going to tear him a new one for going back on his word.
I might have some words to tear into him as well. Or her, I don't know.
Well, she's demanding he comes to the Grand Mausoleum by the end of the day, so we'll see if he does.
Yeah. We were just helping this woman back.
Yep. Easily done without an encounter.
Yes. Well, I have a hunk of salt pork and some rations I can give.
Yeah, she'd very thankfully take that, although she doesn't have anything she can give you for it, but...
That's fine.
I don't think he was sadly having milk on hand.
And not easily, no.
She just gives a nod. She's like, well, I'll make another trip out after I take a small break and at least get the food for my daughter. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell she's very shaken up. But that does reduce your panic level by 1 since you basically have brought attention and saved a fair bit in that one, so it brings you down to 14. Which that one I think it was 15 to 19.
Yeah.
So that does drop you down to unsafe at night. Which does drop your encounter rating down very far in the daylight hours. It does also increase spellcasting services, so you guys are looking pretty good.
Alright. I suppose I might as well make use of the daylight.
Yeah.
Back to
Yeah, you're only going to have a couple more hours of it since normally the sunset would set around 5:30ish, but they expect that eclipse to show up by 3, so... So, the rest of the hour would be bringing you over. You guys want to go to the civil area, which, sure enough, as you get over there, first perception check.
Perceive.
Perceive. Okay, definitely got that.
Aha!
Oh, don't worry, I can definitely one up that. Ready? Here it comes. Best
Let's see it. Come on, 2.
Natural 20.
You're going up by 1. Like it's great. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
I love it.
Slow improvements.
You absolutely don't even hear anything. You're just like, hey, what a day. The two of you do hear a distant thunder crack, even though there's not a cloud in the sky. Give me a will save, as well as then a knowledge arcana if either of you have it. Who got the perception? Oh, Jesus Christ. 29. I love it. Alright, so yeah, both of you would be able to identify that it's an illusionary sound. Oh, I don't need Char's.
Oh, okay.
This is more just for knowledge. But Kriark, you do... Or actually, wait, no. Dev, do you have knowledge arcana?
I do not.
Okay. Kriark, you would be able to recognize it as a illusionary, but you're not quite certain what precisely, but you know. But you definitely have you know which direction it came from. You could definitely find it in that area.
Yeah. Guide people.
Noises.
Oh, yeah. Pointing it out to, I imagine, to Hobbs, who heard nothing, is just like, where the fuck are we going? I don't know how you'd respond, Hobbs. Illusionary explosion. I don't know how you'd actually respond, Hobbs, so by all means, but... Okay.
We lost Hobbs.
Yeah, I think...
What? Huh?
I was just asking if you wanted to roleplay for your conversation before I moved on. That's all. But you're good. Sorry, didn't mean to put you on the spot. I apologize.
No, you're good. You're good. My IRL perception was 6.
Fair enough.
I just fucking zoned the fuck out for a second there.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. No, I mean,
Oh, I'm being hydrated.
I'm sure you guys that have hang on everything. You clearly understood whatever was happening with the weird noises, right, guys?
Well, we're gonna go find out.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. Can I set it on fire?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, I'll take that maybe as 100%.
Yes, I have all the permission in the world.
Yeah.
Everything is now fire. There is nothing that just
Listen, if we just burn everything to ash and just start again, chaos will be 0. We'll just fix everything. It'll be good.
There's undead that can rise from ash.
All right. So
You just haven't burned them low enough yet.
So at this point, you guys would track down into an area here. Let's see, is there a map for this one? Well, we'll wait on that to see if it's needed first of all. So, as you come around an area, you see as there's a bit of a crowd that is forming around, as it looks like there are 6 main groups that are all kind of gathered around a large circle. Where at the center of it, you can see what looks like an elven woman. That you can see a flash of light, as you'd see another one that just seems to be the light, as if a lightning bolt came down. But no one, like some people dodge, but some just seem to be kind of laughing and pointing at her. And in the center, you can see as the elf seems to have what looks like a green metal chain that is attached to what, even at this you can recognize, seems to be a zombie that she has heavily bound. And it looks like there's basically just like a mob basically surrounding her.
Oh no.
As you get up there, you can hear some of the ones just oh, keep up with the illusions, girl. It's not doing anything. Just walk away and we'll take care of the issue. He'll get a funeral. It's not his fault. But some people you can hear shouting just, she's a sorceress. Maybe she has magic. Clearly, she's part of it. And she's just you touch him. And I will make it more than just an illusion. I am telling you, stay back. As you see, you'd hear another thunderclap as she seems to summon another one, but it seems like it's doing less and less as she's trying to keep the crowd back. But it definitely looks like there is basically on the edge of some major violence.
All right. Calm down, people. Calm down. We're all trying to live here.
If you want to give me diplomacy.
Yeah.
The elf I appreciate you. Just simply get them out of my way, and I will get out of their hair. Easy. Not with an undead at your heels, girl. If you want. But Hobbs, what are you trying to diplomacy? Or what are you saying?
I was also just going to be like, listen, there's no need to fight. Whatever we need to do, we can do it together. Stop fucking bickering.
Grig's just gonna stand behind Hobbs and reach a hand into the haversack and just like try and grab the shotgun in case we need it.
You feel the stock and like the trigger. Just like
Southern,
I'm
that's
just
Southern diplomacy.
just holding on to it in case things turn ugly.
We have normal diplomacy, and is that Southern or Russian diplomacy? If there's no one left alive to be angry,
This is just like at a tombstone, you know, when Wyatt's reaching for the shotgun under the table just in case.
Yeah, I'm not pulling it out yet. I'm just in case.
yeah.
But alright, so otherwise, you guys do manage to disperse the majority of the crowd. However, there do seem to be some locals that are kind of lingering at that point, as like most are just kind of holding back, and as the elf but the elf just simply I don't need anyone for this, just simply go. But it seems like even with you guys, she's being a little crisp, but you can try to improve her view of you, so you can try to see about that. But otherwise, there are 6 of them remaining. As they look at it, and they just simply, There's a zombie there. She has it bound. We can easily dispatch it. Just stand back, girl. You
Hold
can
on.
sit here and say all the honey words you want there, Kobold, but it's an undead. It's not like it has feelings. It's not like its brain is even. And you just hear, just shut up.
You're clearly not making this better, so I would agree with the lady. It doesn't matter. It's not harming anyone. It's not doing anything. You want to hunt undead? There's plenty around the city. Go find one that's not apparently emotionally attached to somebody who's got magic.
Okay, go ahead and give me a. Treat that as.
Triz.
Diplomacy for the elf. Unfortunately, the aggressors don't seem terribly.
Hobbs, maybe some of your street diplomacy.
Yeah, if you want to step in, definitely could. Doesn't seem like she's ready to basically cast a spell as she has a wand out as she seems to be pointing it at the 6 that seem to be remaining.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I might have to perform some street diplomacy. That requires looking at my spells.
I meant intimidate, but okay.
No. No, I have a street diplomacy spell.
Power word kill.
No, I'm seeing if there's a side effect if this doesn't work.
Uh,
Can I try to charm person her?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it at a. I burn a higher level spell to make that DC increase. Yeah, fuck it. 3rd level spell, DC 16. It is a charisma check. Bitch.
Oh.
She clearly has minus to her, to her charisma, right?
Clearly.
Sorcerers have a strong wisdom too, which is.
Yeah.
Well, darn. Well, I will walk up, so like I'll essentially put myself between where she's pointing her wand and the crowd, and I'll essentially just glare down and be like, "Listen, is this really the time for this?"
An undead dead wave, and she's harboring an undead? If it kills somebody, it's going to spread it. She even said she was in a hurry because it's a temporary measure.
Okay, so you're gonna hurt everyone else?
What? She's like, what? Why did you just cast that on me? She's actually glaring at you a bit now, though. Because she definitely identified that. She felt it, and then I also identified it, but...
Because I wanted to resolve the situation without there being some sort of problem.
You can see as those locals are actually kind of moving to surround a little bit of you guys, but there's 6 of them. So you guys actually, between you guys and her, have them, I mean... They look like they're just farmers. So, I mean, I doubt... You don't really feel terribly threatened, but they seem to think... Otherwise, as they seem to have some weapons.
I mean, Grish's just gonna fully pull the shotgun out of the thing at this point. Like, okay, let me ask you, how many of you are trained to fight, and how many of you think you can dodge a shotgun? Show of hands.
They probably kind of look at each other where they go ahead and give you intimidate at this point.
Will, except my computer seems to be locking up. It's just a 12.
Here, one of them said, those require you to hit the target.
The target is a group of people. I'll hit someone.
Fuck it.
Hey,
I light my body on fire. You're all fucking targets. Get out of here.
You do see as the elf does, as they start to go to move away from each other, the wand alights, and you'd see suddenly as what looks like a little bit of plant life in the road suddenly turns into a wide tangle, as she entangles 4 of the 6. And then just kind of... But they start straining at it as the other 2 start kind of moving in, but she's just kind of glaring at them.
Look, none of this is worth your lives. Leave now.
Give me Intimidate. We're effectively in pseudo combat rounds, so you guys each have a 4-round, but in any sort of diplomatic one takes a 4-round action instead of 10. So you guys can try to chase them off, but
I'm not intimidating.
yeah, unfortunately, Kobold doesn't come off scary right now.
I will in a minute.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the two ones that are moving up, just for the sake of, so you understand what they're doing, one seems to be moving up with, like, kind of lining up on the zombie. As they're trying to ignore you guys, they're just, the other 4 are automatically assumed to fail the entangle, because civilians. But, otherwise, the other one does look like they're moving up towards the elf. Like, basically just...
Do I have time to
wait,
do another thing?
outside of game question real quick. Are we
Yeah.
trying to scare off the civilians, or are we trying to scare off the the elf? Who are we trying to scare off?
I've been directing at the civilians the whole time.
Civilians, yeah.
Oh, okay.
If they're approaching her, I'm just gonna get within 15 feet and I'm gonna color spray them and use an Arcanist point to make it a DC 17.
Okay. Yeah, neither of them makes it. They both just...
So yeah, they're probably unconscious if they're just farmers.
Yeah, they are literally just 1 hit die.
Okay, so that was just 1 spell. Why don't you all take your friends and leave?
You just hear a couple of them just saying, like, damn witch, as the 4 that are stuck do manage to pull themselves out, but go 2 each go to pick up the unconscious ones, and they go to flee.
Goddamn hillbillies.
Why are they not in their homes?
I don't know, they're emboldened by numbers. You gonna be okay?
Give me a sense motor. She gives just a quiet nod as she goes to try to lead the bound zombie away.
Nineteens.
Do you want to do 1 2 hubs?
Yeah, sure. I'm really good at reading people. Oh fuck!
Hey!
I rolled well.
Actually, pretty good, yeah.
I had a +0. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
All 3 of you guys can tell that it's like she definitely, I mean, even though she was being very pragmatic with her spells and trying to be, like, I mean, it was clear she was trying to be non-lethal. If she does have any sort of, if she even has lethal spells, I guess would be the question. But, that being said, it's clear she kind of looks at you, there's definitely a sort of, I don't know if craze is the right one, but sort of fractured resolve look in her eyes. But she just kind of gives like a bit of a quiet nod and kind of tugs it away. She just seems to kind of mumble something, as it seems like her confidence is just very low. Especially for someone that... I mean, well...
What are you trying to do with that?
My husband has forgotten himself. I am fixing it.
That seems like you might need help.
Do you know all of his memories?
Don't know his memories, but sounds like it's going to take some aggressive magic.
I mean, you need to like get him reincarnated or something. That depends on how long he's been undead.
He's alive. He's just overcome with emotions right now. He died. And some god brought him back. I'm not certain which yet.
Look, I'm from Haven. We have a pretty, mellow view of the undead and everything like that, but that's definitely a zombie.
Not undead. You see she kind of turns and her eyes kind of look at you. He's not dead. And you start to realize why they were so after her.
He doesn't have to be dead. He could be not dead pretty soon, but currently he is in a state that is not alive.
He just is confused. How many of you have died and come back?
Greg raises her hand.
What?
What? I'm from Haven. This shit happens.
got
I'm a
close.
kobold from Haven. You know any idea of how much resurrection goes on in those fucking mines? Like, Big Sis will not allow us to stay dead for long, but we die a lot.
Sounds like you wanted to say something, Koala?
I'll say it. I've been close, but have been around dead before.
Also,
best,
I'm gonna.
I was going to say the best way to start resolving the problem is to accept that you have a problem. If you keep denying it, then you are going to go down the wrong path in how to resolve this. Understand that he is no longer with us right now, but you can get him back.
Give me a diplomacy first. Oh, go ahead, Dev. Do you want to add?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we go to the Pharasman Temple, we can probably procure a resurrection.
Yes, there are many avenues we can pursue here. You don't have to give up hope. But you have to understand what the problem is before you solve the problem.
I'd say the other two, if you guys want to give me one too. I'll treat it on the highest roll and then treat the other two that beat a 10 as
Thanks, Dev.
aiding. Dev just fucking crushing it.
This is my jam.
Dev is the charm. I am the the intimidation.
Yeah, which there's a point where she kind of looks at you and seems like she's about to say no at first until you just see that same kind of schism in her eyes as she just kind of sinks to her knees, and you can tell that the whatever arcane chaining she used, it seems to be a mixture of metal and plants, as she seems to have a very big affinity for plants, but you can tell as Stormy? Stormy! Hey, thank you for the headbats. Oh, and the hydrate. Thank you, Nikki. I didn't see that. I will open another hydrate. But she kind of sinks to her knees, and even though the thing is bound and can't actually hurt her, you do see as it kind of leans down as if it thinks it's clear. Yeah, there's no, that is just a zombie. But she just starts kind of rambling a bit, and she's just when the energy came out, I was preparing for his funeral, and then he was suddenly back, and I can't see him like this.
Understand? Not alone. There's a lot of people dealing with this right now.
How long ago did he die?
She would point out that he died about 2 days before the pulse. The first pulse, since there've been a couple now.
Okay, so he hasn't been dead long. Do you have anything from... Because this is the tricky part. Do you have anything from after he died, like some hair or something like that, but before he raised?
Yeah, she kind of swallows and nods.
Okay, so then they could probably... I don't know if it works while he's still a zombie, but if you have something from the corpse before it became a zombie, they should be able to reincarnate him.
I mean, you would know just from experience too that if they also just put the zombie down, then the zombie's body still functions for it.
Well, yeah, there's that too.
You just would have to, probably with how she's behaving, treat it with some decorum, because she's clearly heartbroken.
We'll make her leave the room during that.
Yeah.
Boom!
Yeah. It's like you don't want to look, buckshot to the chest.
It's a helpless zombie. You could put a spike through the back of its skull. You don't have to blow its head off.
I know. But the first thought that comes to mind is always the worst, you know?
Yeah, we need the head attached to the body to make this simpler.
That is true.
I was genuinely thinking, make it even simpler, snap the neck, and then so whenever it heals back up into normal, the neck should heal back up into normal as well.
Yeah.
With no external injuries.
You know, Somty can assist with reincarnates, so it's just probably... And out of character, you don't know it yet, but basically because you lowered the panic level by another 1, it's at the level that she can actually offer that again, but...
Yay.
So basically, as she realizes she hasn't spent all of her spells by the end of today, she'll probably be able to offer that. Hopefully you don't get another sand elf baby, but you know...
Well,
that'd be awkward.
I mean, it won't be my responsibility this time.
It's your husband. Go ahead.
But yeah, you definitely already have the context to fix it. It's just... But yeah, she's very heartbroken, but otherwise just kind of gives a bit of a nod and just some part of me always knew it. I just hope that whatever did this might. I knew there were other things, and I saw there are other types of undead running around, and I thought there are plenty of good undead in the world. I thought maybe he would see the light, and or whatever did it would empower him. And
Fortunately,
Fertilizer-
zombies are not very.
you were gonna make a deal with whoever did this?
People in distress make decisions that necessarily aren't always the best. I wouldn't judge her too harshly.
And she kind of gives a little rueful look towards Verloise, but otherwise just kind of nods and just said, "What should I do?"
They will help with can and get him back for you.
Yeah, to which she'd offer the chain to you, and otherwise, although you would have to backtrack and you'd have to face another potential encounter if you take it. Otherwise, you may want to try to convince her to go back with it. Or you do also know that you could try to call out for or send Verloise to look for Heshisharu, since you know she's on patrol.
Yeah. I mean, technically, she didn't need the entire body, so she could just go back with the piece. But yeah,
Yeah, you could put it down if you want to convince her to just step away and put it down, and then give her a piece.
it might be the simplest.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, out of character, it's what the book expects you to do, because it's basically it's not reasonable for her to be walking around with a zombie. It's like if something
No.
breaks the enchant or a dispel hits her, and she's not looking, the zombie could get a free coup de grace on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, make this safe. You said you have. Just needed to bring a piece. Rest from there. Unsafe to be going around like this.
If someone gets a drop on you and knocks you out or something, anything could happen.
Yeah, she's
Plus, we
just,
literally just saved a girl from Estevox that were going around just eating a zombie, so.
yeah, and Esabak could easily, if it merely threatened her, it sounds like it would trigger an Esabak to come right now. But which then she just kind of quietly nods and just kind of lets go of the leash, but she does stand up and kind of just hugs the zombie's head, even giving it, as gross as it is, a little kiss on the top of where its hair is, at least, away from where its mouth is bound, but it is interesting to see since it's a full elf and her husband's clearly a human, but
We just need one specific part, right?
yeah, you
Any
see
part.
a piece of the body after it's dead. After it's dead, not when it's undead. If you give her a piece while it's undead, it won't work.
Okay.
But yeah, she simply just points out that as long as you hold the lead of the chain, then it's helpless against anything you do.
Yeah, you get that Kopesh, you could just.
Yep. That's the plan.
Be very wary with the Kopesh. Positive energy incinerates the body if it dies to that. If you
Oh,
kill it with
shit.
the Kopesh, it'll incinerate the body and there will be nothing
Oh,
left.
never mind that then.
So not the Kopesh.
Positive energy is very good for eradicating undead. If they die to the energy, then they incinerate.
I have my normal Kopesh. I can just use that.
Yeah.
We're just coup de grace it. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you gonna pull her away?
Pull her away and not let her
Yeah.
look.
Dev, you're the good diplomacy, and you're also good looking. You do that. I'll
All
deal
right.
with this.
Well, look.
You manage to pull her away from direct line of sight as you just kind of keep her attention and she just kind of sobs quietly.
Yeah. I'll essentially just do like one swift motion, put it through the back, straight through where the heart should be.
You can coup de grace on, and like a normal zombie, it only has 12 hit points, so an automatic crit, even with baseline strength from a Kopesh, will certainly kill it.
Yep. That's the plan.
Hmm.
Do I actually have to roll that hit?
Nope, coup de grace is an automatic hit and an automatic crit.
Cool.
And it does max damage based on the die that you roll plus your strength. So with the Kopesh, I believe it's the D8. So
Yeah,
that'd be 8 plus your strength and then doubled. So they only have 12 hit points, so unless you have a negative, guaranteed
Nope.
kill.
No, 8 plus 1 because that's my strength modifier.
So easily done.
And then
As it just drops to its knees, still bound.
what I'll do is I'll go to its hands, and I want to find whichever hand. Does it have a marriage band on, like a ring?
He was preparing it for funeral, so I imagine, yeah, probably would have had something on it. I mean, they would remove it before they buried it, but
I just want to remove its ring finger, the one that has the ring on it, as a sort of symbology sort of thing. I don't know. And then I'm gonna wrap it up in some spirit cloth that I have, so she doesn't have to know what is in it.
yeah, you probably could tell her not to look at it.
Yeah. But I'll essentially wrap it up all nice. And then I'll put like the wedding band back over top to like bind the wrappings together.
Well, that
So
makes sense, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, which there's probably a bit of a choking sob as she sees it as you bring it over to her, but otherwise, even without opening it, but
Mhm.
you guys managed to maintain her attention even from looking back at the intersection where the body's down.
I'm gonna ask if Greg, you think you can at least move this away, like move the body somewhere else?
No, Griark will try and find some place like not just to dump it somewhere, but like find some place that we can put it that it can be like properly dealt with later, but not.
Yeah,
Be,
they've been disposing of dead, and basically, I mean, it's not great for when there's an undead pulse because then zombies tend to they love hordes, but and then at the same point though, it's best to keep the undead from spreading out too, because then if there's a pulse, they would surround you. But so the alleys probably have disposal people checking every so often.
Yeah.
So I imagine you could probably put it in an alley and just cover it.
Put in an alley and just. I don't know if it would really work or not, but like just in case another pulse goes out and so it doesn't reanimate.
Break its legs or something.
Well, I'm just gonna take its head off.
That makes sense. You could sever the head from the spine and then
That way it can't reanimate. Period.
Good call.
I just wanted that if, like, for some reason she did peek over, she didn't see me decapitating her husband in the street.
Yeah,
But
right.
No, and you guys are being very, very pragmatic, and it actually gives points for that in a way. So you just won't see it right now because right now she's just bereft with grief and just before even much of a goodbye or anything. You do find out her name as she just simply that her name is Sehosep, and her husband was Bentu. Otherwise, her last name is Nan. So, I give you.
I will say Bentu loves you very much as you love him, and that power, that strength of your love will help him come back to you. So hold on to that and do not give up hope.
Yeah. Just tell Sabti that the Indigo Mongeese asked her to take care of this for them in case there's like any charge or anything that needs to be dealt with.
Yeah, she nods. Otherwise, she does leave a little briskly. Out of character, understand you'll hear from her again, but she's in no state to really talk about it right now.
Yeah, no,
just kind of
just have a nice little social conversation about your dead husband.
Right.
Although you do spot probably there's a moment that you guys worry if she's gonna make it back all right, but you'd see as she looks up to one of the alleyways, and then you'd hear some moans of death as she suddenly fires an acid arrow down one. Like it seems like she's at just this now undead are going to probably die very quickly at her hands since she's in a. But you guys, since you managed to disperse the mob, that reduced the panic level by 1, and since you did it with no actual violence, that also brings it down by another 1. So your 14 goes down to a 12. You guys are very quickly taking care of things now.
Those guys, it's just like they're gone and they're like snap unconscious and wake up. They're like, "What the fuck?" Just gonna put the shotgun back in the hammer sack for now.
Yeah, I'm glad you resolved it because if they kept trying to like rile up, I was literally gonna cast Burning Hands like
Oof.
over. Oh no, not on them, over their heads.
Okay.
We don't need extra corpses.
Yeah, no, not on them, not on them. I wasn't going to incinerate them yet. I was just going to show them that I could if I wanted to.
Looking at it is almost 11.
Yep, I was actually going to call it here. So we'll be progressing to the courthouse the next session. I hope you guys had fun. Good job today. You guys are really handling shit.
When we're paying attention, on top of things, we go hard.
Forsaken. What was that, Deckle?
I was just gonna say we're experts at giant citywide crises by now.
Right.
That's fair.
For sake of what you would hear in an approach to the court, for the sake of, but, Hobbs. For the sake of the court, you guys hear some of the people and even some of the mob who's actually like watched that you just dealt with would be able to tell you what's going on in the court. Because if you do it in sorted, they can assist you, and you obviously handled the issue, and they're actually most of the mob's actually quite happy with it. But in any case, the rest of them would be telling you that they know that there's some risen old judge who was particularly vicious, who has forced his way into the court and is able to basically extend his will to some of the lesser undead, but people are being drugged there to basically face him and his bailiffs.
No,
Seems
that
that he's
Halloween event again.
Oh
well,
no.
that was an execution. That was a falsely executed executioner. This is the judge.
We're just going through the entire legal system.
This is the judge and his bailiffs, and apparently some lesser undead in the area. So you'll have the opportunity to see how you want to go about it. Obviously, most civilians are staying the fuck away from any seemingly undead, mindless ones. I mean, seemingly intelligent, mindless undead. Because they are, instead of killing anyone or eating them, they seem to be dragging them back to him. And very few people are managing to escape. But you'll find out more about that next time. So, good job, chat. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Stormy, you're wonderful again.
Yeah.
So are all of you, my wonderful players. What wonderful job handling things with tact and rolling really well and cutting off a bastard's hands.
And it went from
Fine.
rolling really badly to rolling pretty well.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah.
We needed time to warm up, apparently.
Haha, because you're a fire guy.
What? No, I wasn't making a joke. That's weird. Why would I make a joke?
Yeah, because you didn't make hand jokes all the time.
No, I would never do something like that.
Clap. All right.
Jokes on you. I'm into that shit. What? Sorry?
I feel like this is how we end every stream.
Yeah, probably.
I forgot to turn on my stream avatars for this. I knew
Oh.
it. I literally thought about it too.
Oh.
All right.
You
Next
also,
time, guys.
I haven't wanted to mention it, but you also have the Party Too Hard overlay still on.
Do I?
You still have the Party Too Hard 2 extension enabled.
I didn't realize I had to uninstall it. So I just installed that and it would turn on and off.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Yeah.
What? Hey, look, the Deckle Reno stream. Maybe I'll read that. No, just kidding.
Right?
And then Deckle can raid you. And then Trick
We
breaks.
just host each other. Yes. See what happens.
That kind of hunky demon guy is playing Osu again. Maybe go there. I don't know. Ooh, Stardew.
Purdue.
All right, we're gonna go over to Stardew, guys. But otherwise, hope you have a wonderful weekend. I don't think my normal Sunday game is happening until we find like a set day per. I don't know, but I'll find out. I'll try to let you guys know beforehand if it does. Koala, you're wonderful. Nikki, you're lovely. Deckle, you're beautiful, and I love you.
Ooh, stay beautiful, everyone.
Of course, hearts, loves, and nice things, please. Be nice to people.